It is 10 o'clock on a football Friday night. This is high school football Alabama's After the Game. Jon Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett will be with us on this football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We're coming to you live tonight from the Dad's Barbecue, top of the river Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Aniston. It is the 8th week, believe it or not, of high school football. Back to region play tonight for everyone just about here in East Alabama, and we've got a loaded show for you. Without any further ado, let's get to the final scores as we go to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard tonight and catch up on all the final scores here in East Alabama. The number 3 team of the state in Class 3A, the Piedmont Bulldogs. Pennington had never beaten Piedmont, and they did not tonight. J.B. Pennington falls at Piedmont 41-21. The Bulldogs remain undefeated at 7-0 and really in good shape to win another region championship. Piedmont wins tonight against J.B. Pennington. Also this evening, and we will have highlights of this game, White Plains had never beaten Oneonta. A lot of folks thought this might be the year that they would do it. Did not happen tonight. It was Oneonta beating White Plains by a score of 24-7. Oneonta wins it 24-7 tonight out at White Plains. We will have highlights of that game coming for you on After the Game. This was a bit of an upset. Walter Wellborn undefeated. They go to the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. A thrilling game that came down literally to the last play of the game. Ohatchee beats Walter Wellborn tonight 37-30, the final score in that game. Coming up, we will have highlights of that game from the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. It came down to the last play of the game, but Ohatchee gets a monumental win as Wellborn suffers their first loss. Great game tonight, Ohatchee over Wellborn, 37-30. We'll have highlights of this game coming from Mosby Memorial Stadium in Aniston. Aniston tonight beating the Etowah Bluebells. First time they had met since 2003. Aniston wins the game 37-8 tonight. Aniston 37, Etowah 8. Glencoe and Sachs. We will have highlights not only of the Aniston-Etowah game, we will also have highlights of this game. A lot going on tonight at Sachs. Glencoe scores in the last minute of the game. This was a back and forth game, and they come back and win, does Glencoe, in the last minute, 32-28. Glencoe beat Sachs tonight 32-28, and we will have highlights of that game from Jack Stewart Field in Sachs coming up tonight on After the Game. Another big game that we covered for you tonight. We will have highlights of this game. The head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, Todd Ginn, will join us live right here on After the Game. Alexandria beating Asheville tonight 48-7. We will have highlights of that game. And, of course, Coach Ginn will join us live here on After the Game tonight. Also, Locust Fork and Weaver, we now have a final on that one. Guys, let's put this one in here if we can. Weaver beats Locust Fork tonight 45-34. Weaver 45, Locust Fork 34. The final tonight from over at Locust Fork. This was another back and forth game. Back and forth. The lead changes were many in this game, but Weaver gets a win, their second win of the year tonight, as Weaver wins over Locust Fork by a score of 45-34. You see it? Thanks, guys. Great job. Weaver tonight, a big win on the road in Blount County at Locust Fork. Jacksonville tonight. We will have highlights of this game from Golden Eagle Stadium. Another region win for Jacksonville in 5A Region 6, and it was a big one tonight. Homecoming at Jacksonville. Jacksonville a winner over the Lincoln Golden Bears as Lincoln remains winless at 0-7, and that was 63-16, actually 63-17. 63-17, we'll make that correction. The Jacksonville beats Lincoln tonight, 63-17, the final tonight from up at Golden Eagle Stadium. Highlights of that game on the way. JCA wins tonight. They're on the road at Cornerstone in Rainsville tonight, and Jacksonville Christian beats Cornerstone. They go to 7-2 to the Thunder. Jacksonville Christian 51, Cornerstone Christian 31 tonight up in Rainsville. Another big win for Pleasant Valley. How about Pleasant Valley with 6 wins already? Pleasant Valley has a chance to host a playoff game. The Raiders tonight at home beating the Gaston Bulldogs 34-6. Cleveland County on the road in Montgomery tonight. They lose to St. James. High-scoring game tonight. 90 points scored in this game. St. James beats Cleveland County 55-35. Another good game tonight over at Woodland at Sewell Field. Winterboro goes to 6-1 as Winterboro beats Woodland tonight 27-20. Winterboro 27, Woodland 20 tonight over at Woodland. Randolph County and B.B. Comer. This is a new final coming in, and we'll check this score because this would be a monumental upset. But we have right now B.B. Comer beating Randolph County 36-28. It is flip or legit. Okay? Let me know what that is the correct score. B.B. Comer beats Randolph County tonight 36-28. Big win for B.B. Comer tonight down in Wedowee. Hanley and Tallahassee. Tallahassee tonight comes into Roanoke and they beat Hanley by a score of 31-22. Hanley came back into the top 10 in 4A this week, but Tallahassee beats them tonight at Wright Field in Roanoke. Tallahassee with the win over the Hanley Tigers 31-22. Wadley, number 1 ranked team in 1A, playing a very good 3A Lee Scott Academy team in Auburn tonight. Wadley remains undefeated 7-0 as they go in and beat Lee Scott Academy 29-28. Central of Clay County at home at Volunteer Stadium in Lineville tonight. Number 3 team in the state in 5A, having no problem with Holtville. They've never lost to the Bulldogs. They didn't tonight. They beat Holtville 40-3. Sylacauga tonight. They were a winner over Marbury 7-0. Marbury remains winless. Sylacauga goes to 500 as they win Onondaga County at Marbury tonight 7-0. Fayetteville and Victory Christian still looking for a final score on that game from Farm Links Field in Fayetteville tonight. Also, Beulah, big win tonight. This is a 6-2 Beulah team. They are going to be playing for maybe a region title, maybe a home field playoff advantage. Beulah tonight wins at home against Childersburg 48-8 the final tonight down in Lee County at Beulah. Talladega sees their 2-game winning streak in tonight in Union Springs as they lose to Bullitt County 29-7. Bullitt County 29, Talladega 7, the final tonight down in Union Springs. Munford and Booker T. Washington. We have this as Munford 6, Booker T. Washington nothing. We'll check that one out, make sure that's correct. But right now we say Munford over Booker T. Washington 6-0. Pell City, a winner over Shades Valley tonight, 34-20. Pell City 34, Shades Valley 20 tonight. Big win for Pell City at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium in Class 6A Region 6 tonight. Moody and Leeds. It was Moody tonight beating Leeds 38-22. Moody actually led this game 38-7 at one point. A top 10 matchup in Class 5A. Probably the region title game in 5A Region 6. Moody goes to 5-2 with a 38-22 win tonight over the Leeds Green Wave in that Battle of 411. They call that the Battle of the Bridge that goes over I-20 there at the Moody Leeds exit. St. Clair County and Springville tonight playing at St. Clair County. No final yet, but St. Clair County was leading Springville 47-28. Sets up a big matchup in a couple of weeks between St. Clair County and Jacksonville, which could have major playoff implications if that score holds. Not a final, but St. Clair County was leading Springville tonight 47-28. I think we've got a final score coming on that game that we're going to have for you in just a moment. But again, 2 big rivals there. St. Clair County trying to win their 3rd game. Springville at 3-3. There it is. St. Clair County, it is now a final. They beat Springville tonight 61-28. Maybe one of the most improved teams in all of East Alabama. The St. Clair County Saints now 3-4 with a 61-28 win over their rivals from Springville tonight over in Odenville. Appalachian tonight bouncing back after that loss to Spring Garden. They beat Raglan 35-14 tonight up on Straight Mountain at Appalachian. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. We will have complete coverage of this game right here. Hoax Bluff and Cherokee County being played at Hoax Bluff at Mike Robertson Stadium. Cherokee County, number 3 team in the state in 4A. They beat Hoax Bluff tonight 35-21. Coach Michael Short and Jordan Smith bringing you all the highlights, all the post-game reaction from Cherokee County's 35-21 win tonight over Oaks Bluff. Cherokee County firmly now in control of Class 4A Region 6, but they've got a big matchup coming with the Alexandria Valley Cubs, could be for the region title. Spring Garden beats Galesville tonight. Spring Garden, the number 4 team in Class 1A, beats Galesville at Galesville 27-12. Spring Garden remains undefeated. They are 8-0, and they have beaten their Cherokee County rivals from Galesville now 6 times in a row. Pisgah and Cedar Bluff. This is now a final. Pisgah, the number 1 team in 2A, beating Cedar Bluff tonight 53-13 in that game played at Pisgah at Sam Kinnemer Stadium. Number 1 Pisgah over Cedar Bluff as they remain undefeated. That was by a score of 53-13 tonight. Huge win for the Southside Panthers. They win tonight at home at Barney Hood Stadium, beating Buckhorn 36-21. Southside and Gadsden City on a collision course. Maybe home field advantage in the playoffs on the line when they play each other. Big win for Southside tonight. The Panthers playing very well now with a winning record at 4-3 as they beat the Bucks tonight 36-21. Westbrook Christian tonight, they played early. They had a 6 o'clock kickoff against Innovation Academy out of Robertson County, Tennessee. That is in Springfield, Tennessee, north of Nashville. Playing early tonight so those guys could get back home. Westbrook Christian wins on homecoming 48-7. Highlights of that game coming, and Westbrook Christian head coach Steve Smith will join us live in studio to talk about Westbrook's 5th win of the year over Innovation Academy. Westbrook beats the Sentinels tonight by a score of 48-7. Coosa Christian in Cold Springs. Coosa Christian, the number 3 team in 2A tonight, playing at home in Gadsden. No problem beating Cold Springs, coming over from Bremen in Coleman County. Coosa Christian wins the game 49-8. Maybe the shocker of the night. Fort Payne had never beaten Gadsden City in history. Gadsden City, the number 7 team in 6A, goes to Fort Payne. A lot of folks felt like this would be the region title game. If it winds up being that way, Fort Payne's going to be your Class 6A Region 8 champions. Fort Payne with a shocker tonight as they beat Gadsden City 28-18. They led 28-6 at one point. Huge win for Fort Payne tonight in knocking off Gadsden City up in DeKalb County 28-18. Congratulations to Matt Harris and the West End Patriots. West End gets their first win of the year tonight on the road at Eider. They beat the Hornets 33-0 tonight. Sardis goes into Douglas. They win tonight 20-0 in that big rival game played out at Douglas at Arthur Jarvis Stadium. Top 10 games in the state tonight. We had one in Class 4A. That was between Bibb County and Oak Grove. Bibb County beating Oak Grove by a score of 40-14. Number 4 team in 4A playing at home in Centerville tonight, beating the Oak Grove Tigers, the number 9 team in 4A, 40-14. Another huge game in Class 5A. A little bit of a surprise here, not because Guntersville won the game, but number 2 Guntersville, Battle of Wildcats, huge rivals, right there down Highway 79 from each other. Number 2 Guntersville beating number 9 Scottsboro tonight at Chorley Stadium in Guntersville. Guntersville dominates, hands Scottsboro their second loss, 34-7 tonight in Class 5A. Last night, a big 6A matchup in Hoover. Number 4 Spain Park beating number 10 Chelsea, just down the road from each other there on 280. 31-13 Spain Park over Chelsea. And Central of Phoenix City and Carver of Montgomery playing tonight. And we have an upset tonight as Carver of Montgomery comes into Garrett Harris Stadium in Phoenix City. Number 7 Carver, the Wolverines, knock off number 2 Central Phoenix City tonight by a score of 31-26. Let's tell you about our fine folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. We're going to give you more Spirit Scholarship nominees a little bit later on in the show. We'll start the voting for 3 more schools here in East Alabama coming up at midnight tonight. Farmers and Merchants Bank, they have given away tons of money, $28,000 in scholarships. A lot of that through after the game here on High School Football Alabama with the Spirit Scholarship Contest. They have been in business and serving Calhoun County for 109 years. Now they're in Center, serving Cherokee County as well. 5 locations in Piedmont, Jacksonville, Aniston, Oxford, and in Center. Don't forget they have the Spirit cards as well, the School Spirit debit cards, and they have given over $5,000 to schools through those cards as well. Farmers and Merchants Bank, great supporters of high school football and high school football Alabamas after the game. When we come back, we're just getting started on this Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Our Aniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week is live next on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
That's our Aniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week. The Etowah Blue Devils in from Attala tonight, just up the street, playing at Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium tonight against the Aniston Bulldogs. Glad to have those ladies here with us tonight. And you haven't seen the last of the Etowah Blue Devil cheerleaders. More of them coming up on After the Game. Welcome back in on this Football Friday night, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We're coming to you live from our Media Center. This is our Dad's Barbecue, top of the river Media Center, Quintard Avenue in Aniston, Parker Memorial Baptist Church on this Football Friday night. Jon Holder, Coach Michael Short on the way, Chad Barnett in the house. We got Todd Ginn, head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, will be with us. Steve Smith, head coach of the Westbrook Christian Warriors, will be with us live in studio as well, and a lot more on this Football Friday night. All right, time now for our Spirit Scholarship nominees. We're narrowing it down from 80 student athletes from every school in Calhoun and Cherokee counties down to 40. That's where you come in, voting on our Facebook page page. High school football, Alabama, beginning at midnight tonight in a little less than 2 hours, all the way through 12 noon next Friday. We're going to have a $50 gift card for each of these 40 athletes once we narrow it down to the final 40. And then the top two, one male athlete, one female athlete, will receive a $1,500 college scholarship each, courtesy of the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. So we're voting for 3 schools tonight. So let's tell you about the nominees that we have from all 3 of these area high schools right now. Let's jump to our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship nominees. Here are the 2 female nominees from Faith Christian School in Aniston. Anna Kate Robertson, a volleyball, basketball, and softball player with a 4.32 GPA. The other female athlete from Faith Christian is Serenity Pate with a 4.14 GPA, also a volleyball and basketball player for the Lions. Our 2 male athletes coming from Faith Christian School, if we can get that going, Ethan Taft, GPA of 3.47, a basketball, baseball, and track athlete. Also, our other male athlete coming from Faith Christian is Mason Blackstone with a 2.7 GPA, soccer, basketball, and track and field athlete. That's the nominees from Faith Christian. Also tonight, as we jump to our next high school, this is going to be, I believe, this is Ohatchee. Ohatchee, we have Savannah Reeves with a 3.66 GPA, volleyball and softball player for the Indians. Also from Ohatchee, Tabby Davidson, a 4.01 GPA, cheerleading, basketball, and softball athlete for the Indians. Our 2 male athletes from Ohatchee, Colby Hester with a 4.08 GPA, a football and basketball player. Also representing the Ohatchee Indians, Nate Jones, their great running back, a 4.12 GPA, and a football player, as we said, for the Ohatchee Indians. Now, let's go and look at one more school. We got 3 schools to vote for here. We got Abby Brock, a 4.22 GPA, varsity cheerleader, cross-country team member, and track and field athlete. She is one of the female athletes. The other female athlete is Lily Henry with a 4.21 GPA, volleyball and softball player. And now we go to our male athletes. And our male athletes are Benzie Slauson with a 4.04 GPA, a football and track and field athlete. And also our final athlete is Cooper May, a GPA of 3.97, a track and field athlete. Those are our nominees for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship. And again, the voting will begin at 12 midnight tonight, going all the way through 12 noon. You can go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama, and you will be able to vote for those. And we're narrowing it down from 80 athletes to 40 athletes. All right. We've got more of the Etowah cheerleaders coming your way. They're getting set into place. They even have the Blue Devil here with us tonight. They did a great job. You're going to see some of them in action tonight. They made a great sign for us up at Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium in Aniston. We appreciate them dropping by on their way back to Attala tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our Aniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week. One more time, the Etowah Blue Devil cheerleaders, live tonight, coming to you from right here in Aniston. Here they are.
Your home is a reflection of you.
We understand that. That's why we'll personally help guide you through the process of product selection, finance, and installation. We have an extensive selection of designer tile, stone, carpet, laminate, hardwood, cabinets, and outdoor products, all with industry-leading quality.
Let us help you choose the perfect touches for your entire home. We offer free in-home estimates and design consultations.
Visit us today at Ted's Floors and Beyond.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Well, the list is dwindling down, but it's not too late for you to be involved with the quarterback club and supporting them and join them. Even if you can't make the meetings this year, of course, they have all kinds of things. They do scholarships. They have things going on in the springtime, summertime. They're preparing for the Calhoun County Football Media Day. This coming Monday, October 14th, the new executive director of the Alabama High School Athletic Association, Heath Harmon, will be at the Aniston Country Club for the Calhoun County Quarterback Club meeting. If you would like some information about the Calhoun County Quarterback Club, contact David Woodard at 256-239-4481. We have all the final scores of every game in East Alabama and all the big games around the state as well. So let's go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and give you all the final scores of every game in East Alabama. As we hit that right now, let's tell you, we'll begin with the Piedmont Bulldogs tonight. They remain undefeated, 7-0. They beat J.B. Pennington tonight. That was by a score of 41-21 tonight from the Field of Champions at Piedmont. Oneonta, they come into White Plains. They beat the Wildcats. We will have highlights of this game from Robertson Field at White Plains. Oneonta picks up their second win. They beat White Plains. They've never lost to the Wildcats. They didn't tonight. They lead the series 5-0. Oneonta 24, White Plains 7. Big, huge win tonight. Ohatchee shocks Walter Welborn. Came down to the last play of the game. Welborn throwing into the end zone to try to win. Ohatchee denies them. Ohatchee wins the game, handing Welborn their first loss. Really shaking things up in Class 3A Region 6 as Ohatchee beats Welborn 37-30 tonight. We will have highlights of that game. Aniston beats Etowah tonight 37-8. Highlights of that coming up in our next segment just around the corner as Aniston gets a big win, bouncing back after that loss to Cherokee County last week, beating Etowah tonight 37-8 at Watt Mosby. Big win tonight for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets and Scott Martin. They come into Sachs. They beat the Wildcats tonight. Back and forth game. Glencoe scores in the last minute of the game to beat Sachs tonight 32-28. Highlights of that game coming on after the game. Alexandria on homecoming beats Asheville tonight 48-7. Alexandria setting up a monster game with Cherokee County. Alexandria beats Asheville 48-7. Highlights of that game on the way. Head coach of the Valley Cubs, Todd Ginn, will be with us live on After the Game in just a moment. Huge win for the Weaver Bearcats tonight. Only their second win of the year. They go to Locust Fork. This game was back and forth and back and forth. I don't know how many lead changes we had in this game, but Weaver wins it. Huge win tonight at Locust Fork as they beat the Hornets 45-34. Jacksonville tonight, a winner over Lincoln 63-17. was the final score in that game. Jacksonville beating Lincoln 63-17. We will have highlights of that big region win in 5A Region 6 for Jacksonville from Golden Eagle Stadium a little bit later on. Jacksonville Christian Academy on the road in Rainsville tonight. They go to 7-2 as they beat Cornerstone Christian 51-31. Big game tonight for Caleb Stallings, almost 100 yards rushing. Noah Lee, 100 yards rushing and 154 passing. Jesse Ganaway, 88 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns in that game tonight as JCA wins at Cornerstone 51-31. Pleasant Valley, 6 wins now for Jonathan Nix and the Raiders as they beat Gaston tonight 34-6. Cleburne County scores 35 points on the road in Montgomery against St. James tonight, but it was St. James winning the game 55-35. Winterboro, they go to 6-1 as Winterboro beats Woodland tonight 27-20. This is a confirmed final as far as we know. B.B. Comer beats Randolph County tonight. A huge upset in Wedowee, 36-28. Tallahassee pulls off an upset. They come into Roanoke and beat number 10 and 4A Hanley tonight, 31-22. Wadley, the number 1 team in 1A, beating a very solid 3A Lee Scott Academy tonight in Auburn, 29-28. Central of Clay County remains undefeated, now 8-0, the number 3 team in 5A. They blast Holtville tonight down at Volunteer Stadium, 40-3. Sylacauga beats Marbury 7-0 as they go to 4-4 on the year. Fayetteville and Victory. This was the only score we were missing, and now we have it. Victory Christian goes to 3-3 as they beat Fayetteville tonight at Farm Links Field in Fayetteville, 49-21 the final. 49-21 Victory Christian over Fayetteville. Beulah, they have now won 6 games, one of the best seasons ever in Beulah history. The Bobcats tonight winning at home in Lee County over Childersburg 48-8. Bullitt County tonight beats Talladega 29-7 down in Union Springs. Munford, a monumental win tonight for the Munford Lions as they win at home at Munford Stadium as they beat Booker T. Washington tonight 6-0. Pell City, a huge win tonight at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium where they win by a score of 34-20. Pell City 34, Shades Valley 20 tonight is the final score from down at Pell City. Moody led in this game at one point 38-7. Top 10 matchup in 5A, big rival game. Next door neighbors, number 6 Moody beats Leeds tonight 38-22, only their 3rd win ever over the Leeds Greenway. Impressive win for St. Clair County. Couple weeks away now, St. Clair County and Springville. St. Clair County and Jacksonville. That'll have major playoff implications in 5A Region 6. St. Clair County tonight blasting their arch rivals from Springville 61-28. Appalachian gets a big win tonight at home on Straight Mountain. They beat Raglan 35-14. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week tonight over at Mike Robertson Field at Hoax Bluff. We will have complete highlights of this game coming up and the post-game reaction. Number 3 in 4A Cherokee County goes in. They beat Hoax Bluff 35-21. Coach Michael Short, Jordan Smith on their way back, and they'll have all the analysis, the post-game interviews, and all the highlights of Cherokee County's 35-21 win over Hoax Bluff tonight as Cherokee County remains undefeated in region play, controlling their own destiny, 7-1 overall. Number 3 in Class 4A. They beat Hoax Bluff 35-21 tonight. Spring Garden, a winner at Galesville, 27-12. Spring Garden, for all intents and purposes, basically wrapped up the region title tonight. They've beaten everyone in the region except for Eider, who's in last place. So Spring Garden's going to win the region championship there. They beat Galesville tonight 27-12. Pisgah, number 1 team in 2A, blasting Cedar Bluff tonight up at Pisgah at Sam Kinnemer Stadium, 53-13. Huge win for Southside. The Panthers very much alive for a playoff berth. Southside beats Buckhorn tonight at Barney Hood Stadium, 36-21. Westbrook Christian non-region game tonight. They beat Innovation Academy out of Springfield, Tennessee. 48-7 was the final score in that game, and that was 48-7 Westbrook Christian over Innovation Academy. 48-7. Head coach of the Westbrook Christian Warriors, Steve Smith, will be with us live on After the Game. Also, Coosa Christian tonight, number 3 team in 2A, beating Cold Springs 49-8 tonight. That was the final score from over at Coosa. Also, let's give you the final score on Fort Payne and Gadsden City. Monumental upset. Titans tonight, number 7 team in 6A. They lose to Fort Payne 28-18 tonight up at Fort Payne in Class 6A Region 8. West End gets their first win of the year tonight as they beat Eider 33-0, the final score in that game up at Eider. Sardis beat Douglas tonight 20-0. Bibb County, a winner over Oak Grove, a top 10 matchup in 4A, 40-14. Gunnersville in 5A, a top 10 matchup, beating Scottsboro 34-7. Spain Park last night beat Chelsea in a 6A top 10 matchup by a score of 31-3. And Carver of Montgomery tonight, number 7 in 7A, beating number 2 Central Phoenix City by a score of 31-26. And we've got to correct a couple of scores here. Booker T. Washington beat Munford. We had Munford winning, but that is nowhere close to the final score. Booker T. Washington beat Munford 32-21. Booker T. Washington 32, Booker T. Washington 32, Munford 21. And we also have to correct the B.B. Comer score, as B.B. Comer did win the game, but the score was 36-34. B.B. Comer beating Randolph County 36-34 was the final tonight in that game from down at Wedowee. Let's talk about the Calhoun County Commission. They are the title sponsors, bringing you After the Game here on these Football Friday nights. The Calhoun County Commission, those county commissioners work hard for all the schools and all the things that they do here in Calhoun County. Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, they do a fantastic job in supporting all of our schools and supporting all of our great tourism and recreational facilities here in East Alabama. And they support things like the concert series at OPAC and the Knox Concert Series and the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame. The Calhoun County Commission bringing you high school football Alabama's After the Game. Time for our first extra point of the night, brought to you by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Oxford head coach Sam Adams will be the head coach of the North team for the AHSAA North-South All-Star Football Classic at Mobile's Hancock-Whitney Stadium Friday, December 13th. You know, Coach Adams began his head coaching career at Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa in 2014, compiling a 56-29 record over 7 seasons. He's been the head coach at Oxford since 2021. His team's 28-14 there, including this year's team, currently 7-0 and ranked number 5 in the state. His overall head coaching record is 84-43. Adams has earned 3 state championship rings as an assistant coach, and he was also a graduate assistant for coaches Tommy Tuberville at Auburn and Bobby Petrino at Louisville. When we come back, we'll be joined by the head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, Todd Ginn, next on After the Game.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
McClellan Sports and Outdoors, locally owned and operated since 2008. We offer embroidery, sublimation, and screen printing, and we stock a large selection of team equipment. We have a large showroom with tons of gear and shoes to get you and your family ready for your next activity. Adidas, Under Armour, Maui Gym, Evo Shield, Wilson, and more. We are located in the heart of Calhoun County, here to serve our region with all your athletic needs.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
We will bring you our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week with Coach Michael Short and Jordan Smith. From Mike Robertson Stadium out at Hoax Bluff, we'll have complete highlights and post-game reaction of that game a little bit later on. Judd Edwards, your #1 choice for auto insurance in Alabama. Had a good conversation with Judd just this week at the FCA Fields of Faith. And I guarantee you, he's a great guy to go to for all of your insurance needs. Home, auto, life, business. He's based in Heflin, right there on Ross Street in downtown Heflin, but serving all of East Alabama a little bit later on tonight. We'll bring you our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, Cherokee County and Hoax Bluff. Back on our After the Game, high school football Alabama, Jon Holder. Coach Michael Short's in the house. Chad Barnett will join us for the first time. And we also have the head coach, as promised, to the Alexandria Valley Cubs, Coach Todd Ginn. He came bearing gifts, folks. Right here. There it is. You know what Alexandria, known for a lot of famous things. Maybe none more famous than that right there. That is the world famous Valley Dog, and Coach was so gracious to bring this, there it is, close-up shot of that, bring us some Valley Dogs for our staff tonight. They're back there inhaling those right now. And there's a secret sauce here, Coach. You can talk about this. I understand, my understanding is there's only 4 people, Coach, that know what the recipe for the sauce is. Is that right?
I don't know, but you're holding it too close. I'm still hungry.
What's the origin of that, by the way? You've been out there your whole life.
I wish I knew. It dates before me.
So there's no like grand story.
Not that you would have to ask. And I feel like an old timer, now. But
yeah.
You would have to ask somebody older than me. I just know it's really, really good, and there's only one original. And
that's it. I talked with some people tonight from Asheville that ate their. My friend Kevin Moore, he texted me and he said he ate 3 Valley Dogs today. So that means just 3 today. And so everybody, the first time they come to Alexandria, they all get Valley Dogs in the concession stand out there. Check those out. Coach Ginn, Alexandria is known for a lot of things. Death Valley, Lou Scales, your dad, Larry Ginn, but Valley Dogs. Yeah. I'll tell you something else that Alexandria is becoming famous for. That is, they put on a phenomenal pep rally. We got some video of our pep rally today. Let's talk about our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Last week it was the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Alexandria with that phenomenal win over Hoax Bluff last week by a score of 28-27. We're going to take you out to the presentation. Look at this crowd, the band there. We were out presenting the Ted's Floors and Beyond T-shirts we had out there. We also had our Aniston orthopedic score shirts with the score and the date of the game. We also had our Tough Guy trophy from Awards to Remember. Coach, tell us about these. And Coach Short just joined us on the set here. Coach, tell us about the pep rallies out there. It's just, I can't describe them. They're just unreal.
Well, it's I'm from there. So it's always normal to me. But anybody that ever comes to our pep rally talks about how phenomenal they are. And you know, I'm watching this footage here. It was homecoming week. And so the cheerleaders have on, every class had a certain color, you know, juniors, sophomores, whatever. And then there was a theme every day. So you're seeing all kind of T-shirts and stuff, and it looks crazy, but there was a theme. And man, every Friday, if you get a chance to come to Alexandria, usually there in the mornings, but it was homecoming, so it was after the parade today. And the place is just rocking. I mean, it is an awesome, awesome pep rally to go to, and the people that plan it do a great job.
Sarah, Cole Sterling there from Ted's Forest and Bond presenting that Team of the Week trophy. Coach, let's briefly go back to last week and talk about that game with Hoax Bluff where your team was down 27-14, about 7 minutes, I guess, to go in the game. And some of that Valley Cub, Death Valley magic came in. I think the thing that stood out to me about that game, Coach, and get your impressions on that, was special teams in the fourth quarter were huge for you and your team. That onside kick was big.
Yeah, you know, Coach Short can probably attest to this. We got down. It was close. We fumbled the ball going into the end zone in the first half, and we got the ball the second half, and we were down 14-7, and you kind of thought, man, if we'd have just scored and got the ball and came back out. Well, then they scored. We came out and scored, and then they scored, went up 21-14, and the first play after they scored, we fumbled the ball on the exchange. And they got it and went and scored. And it's kind of like you could just see our team just kind of deflate a little bit, you know. But I tell you, what's crazy about any football game in general, and sports in general, is they lined up for the extra point. And as deflated as we were, when they missed that extra point, and it was 27-14, in my mind I said, we got a chance. We got a chance. That's it. That's our chance. And we came out and scored, and people were talking about how did you decide to do the onside kick and this and another. There's 5 minutes and 50 seconds left, you know. And in my mind, and of course I may be crazy, but in my mind, I said, there's no way we're kicking it to them and let them run the clock out. Let's give ourselves a chance right now. And Cleet, you know, Cleet is phenomenal. Cleet is a great kicker. And I don't know if y'all had footage of the kick, but the onside kick was amazing. He kicks that thing, and it's almost perfect. It goes about 8 yards, and then it jumps a mile. And he kicks it so hard, too. Well, they tried to field it on the jump before it got up, and it hit right off of the guy, and then we recovered. I tell you, I was so pleased because everybody knows we had a really, really, really young team last year. And we went through some bumps and bruises, and we're still, if you look at our roster right now, we're young, but we've quit talking about youth. We've started talking about winning football games and becoming grown men. And our team, I thought, showed a tremendous, you know, we got down, our backs were against the wall, and I think we're going to be talking about, us at Alexandria is going to be talking about that game because we showed a tremendous amount of willpower right there to go score after we're down 2 scores. Then you got to get the onside kick, and then you got to go score it again. And to be able to go score and milk the clock and do the things that you need to do, and then score that touchdown at the end, it was a big time win for us and big time win for our program.
You said that extra point. Sorry, Coach. I know you said that extra point. You felt that was the window for y'all.
Right.
Players still got to go out there and make plays.
Yeah, they got.
How in the world did they have that mentality from going the 1-9 last year to saying, okay, back's way against the wall, to play with a winner's mentality like that to finish?
Well, you know, it's just.
It's the Alexandria way.
I guess that, you know.
It is.
I mean, you go out and, like I said, it's kind of like. Not only, I don't know, it's crazy when you saw them miss the extra point, even though you're down 2 scores and there's 9-something left on the clock, it was kind of in my mind, we can still tie them. We'll go tie them, get this thing to overtime. But when he missed it, it was like, let's go win the thing. And we still got to score twice.
Yeah.
But it was a crazy game. Nobody punted.
Wow.
How many high school games you go to where not a single punt was attempted?
Host Bluffs had 3 this year. 3 games they didn't punt.
They are.
Really?
You know, I tell you what, y'all got him coming in here in a minute. Coach Smith at Piedmont, he would do that stuff all the time. That son of a gun would run, you know, 4 downs to get 10 yards. And when you're willing to, of course, he had a bull in the backfield as his quarterback carrying the ball, but, you know, Hayes was something else. But he would take 4 downs, and when you've got somebody willing to say, I'm going to take 4 downs to get 10, and if you want hurt yourself in penalties. You know, 3 goes into 10. I got a math major, a little over 3 times. 4 goes into 10, a little over 2, right? So that's all you got to get in 4 plays to get a first down every time. So Holt's Bluff really made it. They shortened the game down, and I don't know what happened with them in the center tonight, but normally they're going to shorten the game down, limit your possessions, a lot like
Vanderbilt.
A lot like our battles back in the day. Going to really shorten the game down, and any little mistake throughout the game, and you feel like, dang, we're way behind now. We're playing catch up just because the other team doesn't hurt themselves and is going to constantly be gaining on offense.
Coach, your kids still think they can win, and here's, we talked about a while ago momentum, and your kids know how to ride that wave of momentum because sometimes it's here and sometimes it's there.
Right.
But they're staying right in the middle. And you talked about, things, they got deflated, but then they came back. That's because they're so used to winning. Their parents are used to winning, and that's where that comes from. And they're not going to give up. And of course, you were playing Holt's Bluff, wasn't going to give up either.
Yeah, right.
2 very similar football games or football teams.
Correct.
So those kids know how to ride those wave of emotions. And again, it comes down to the kicking game. And they had a great punter too. They've got a kid that can kick it a long way.
Yeah.
But you got a weapon. When you got Cleat there.
Cleat is a weapon, and that's it. When you watch us play, Cleat's going to be. It is unbelievable to know that when you kick off, the other team's got to go 80.
Yes, that's right.
No, that doesn't happen in high school.
And it's very difficult to go 80 yards without an explosive
The other
play.
team's got to go 80. And people say, well, you had him last year. He was good. Yeah, he was, but we're a lot better this year.
You know where he makes a difference to me seeing him is what he does on defense.
Oh, yeah.
I know you don't like him being over there, but because he might be able to kick it a long way. But Coach, he's a very physical player, not to be as big as he is.
Well, a lot. You can't make everybody happy in this profession.
No, sure you can't. No.
Sure you can.
Come on.
You can't.
Sure you can.
You know what I mean? I gave up on that a long time ago. But when I talked to Cleat, when I asked Cleat, hey, you just want to kick? Because we've had that conversation.
That's right.
Cleat's going to kick in college.
Yes.
We've had that conversation. Hey, you just want to, because that was his childhood dream.
That's right.
They're not kicking.
They had goalposts in his yard.
I can help them
Yes.
if I'll just kick. So that's what this kid's been thinking about his whole life.
That's great.
And I said, but he is a competitor, so he wants to play. And that's one thing I feel like I use that willpower thing. We're just we've got competitors. Our quarterback's a competitor. He's just 10th grader. Wheeler's a competitor. Our running backs we're competing on defense, and Cleat's a competitor, and that's what you want to surround yourselves with. Our staff, our coaching staffs, are competitors. We're playing checkers. They want to win.
Always gives you a chance.
You know what I mean? And that's what you want to surround yourself with. As I get older and older, I just sit back and thank the good Lord that I'm surrounded. No, this ain't all life's about. Football is not, but it teaches so many lessons.
Sure does.
And just to surround yourself with folks that love to compete and do it the right way, it's fun.
Coach, let's look. We're going to take a look now. We're going to go for the first time to our Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden Region Rundown. We're going to take a look at Class 4A Region 6 now, because with your win tonight over Asheville, you win that game 48-7 out at Death Valley, and then Cherokee County's win, your win last week. There it is, Coach. Cherokee County's 5-0 in the region. You are 4-1. So right now, it's you two. Holt's Bluff's got 2 losses. Aniston's got 2. On down the line there. It's pretty much set up. It looks like now, Coach, I'll get your input into this, but it looks like this Alexandria and Cherokee County might be a region title game.
It looks to me like the team that wins the game is going to be sitting pretty. It really does. I mean, there's
home playoff game.
Yeah, there's still some work to be done. You look down and there's some work to be done there. But if we could win this game, it would look really, really good looking at those standings.
Coach, at this region right here, we've mentioned this before. 6 of the 8 teams in this region have won state championships, I think all in like the last 20, 30 years. Center, Alexandria, Holt's Bluff, Aniston, Etowah, Oneonta.
That's correct.
I mean, I don't know if
Correct.
there's another region in this state in any
A lot.
class that has 6 of the 8 teams in it that have won state championships. And I'm not talking about in the 20s and 30s and 50s and 60s. We're talking about in the 90s and the 2000s.
Right.
Things change, but just the blue bloods. I look at that list right there, Coach, and that's blue bloods of high school football right there in that region.
Right. We feel like we're back where we belong. 4A football. We've always teetered. We're no bigger, no smaller than we've always been. It's just the competitive balance and all that factor. We may fluctuate 20, 30 kids, but we've been up in 5A. And I tell you one thing that Jacksonville is seeing this year. 5A football with that region that we were in last year, with the top half of that region was tough, and it was. Whew, I don't like to talk about last year, but man,
the depth.
Man, depth I mean, young. You want to have depth, and now it's so important now to have depth in the region we're in now. But man, you move up a classification and you've got to have the depth. You can't go play 5A football or 4A football in a classification like we have with a JV team.
And you don't see as many 9th or 10th graders playing. It's
Right.
usually junior, senior,
Right.
older guys playing.
It's usually juniors and seniors. Yes, correct. And when you've got a good football team, that's what I tell our guys all the time. When we've got a really quality football team, you 9th and 10th graders are probably not getting a whole lot of playing time
on Friday night.
On Friday nights. That's why that JV is so important. We're still playing a lot of 9th and 10th graders this year. But when we've got I'm talking about a real deal, you know what I mean, solid team, you want every year with your program to have juniors and seniors carrying the weight. Because those guys, I mean, let's just be honest, those guys are a senior and a 9th grader. There is a huge, huge difference in that kid physically.
Yeah.
And to play, we're back to playing pretty, last week was a physical game. We're back to playing. Last year we couldn't play physical. We just couldn't.
You got another one coming up. Very physical game.
Yeah, I think this one next week's going to be a physical game. I really do.
What have you seen as far as size wise? Because I remember Coach and I was texting. Piedmont was playing Cherokee County at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I was watching on TV because I couldn't go out there, and I texted Coach and I was like, Piedmont looks kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
No, Cherokee County's just that big.
Yeah.
There's some big boys over there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can't get ours to come out of the dressing room next week. I don't know.
Oh no!
Anybody?
Oh no! Wait a minute. What's your name? Larry?
Larry came out.
That's worse than I used to talk.
God, that was instinct right there.
Oh wow!
That was a good one there.
Oh,
I don't even know if you might not get them to come out.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
They might not even go to the. Oh God!
All it took is one comment about
Where's the
Cherokee
game
County's
at?
line.
Where's the game at?
And he ran with it.
Where's the game at?
It's at center.
Maybe on the turf.
On turf.
I hope they'll come out of the dressing room. Maybe you'll go.
To be honest, we've seen center. They haven't played anybody before us yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've seen them once on film, and I fight it real tough because you could kind of see this game coming after we beat Oast Bluff. You could kind of see it, and this week. Being homecoming week, that really focused me in because all the distractions of homecoming week.
You know you love it.
You know, yeah, you loved it too.
Oh yeah, I didn't even show up.
Yeah, I would, but all those distractions and and keeping our kids focused this week kept me from venturing. But we're going.
Got an Alexandria graduate that's a defensive coordinator there?
Yeah, Brett's there and does a really good job, and I'm looking for, as a coach, as players.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You look forward to big time games. You know what I mean? And heck, when I played, you look forward. You get where you look forward to a physical games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You do, and I'm anxious to see us next week, and we're going to prepare. You can count on us. We're going to be prepared. But are we going to? In the days of the social media and everything, are we going to listen to all?
It's a rat.
All, you know what I mean? Are we going to listen to, oh, they're big, oh, they're this, oh, they're that? Are we going to just go to work and say, hey, let's show up and let's play quality football, and if they beat us, they beat us, but let's make them beat us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what you want to do. And if you go into that with that mentality, and we're getting back to there, and you're gonna see in the future, Alexandria's looking better and better.
And it's going to be very crowded.
Oh, it's next. I imagine, and it's always cold in the center.
It is.
It's always
It's
cold
all
in the
lake.
center.
It's the lake.
lake.
Exactly the lake.
It's
the wind that comes off
Well,
the lake.
I grew up, my grandmother has got a place up there on Weiss, but we used to go up there during the summer. We didn't spend a whole lot of time there in the winter. But I think every game, except last year, because we played them at week 0. I don't know who scheduled that game, but he was
crazy.
He was crazy. But
the grass won't be brown. I promise you.
No,
that.
it'll
going to be
good.
green.
But it'll be. I think it's going to feel good up there next week because it's always a little bit colder there.
Coach, last question.
Mm-hmm.
Last year 1-9. This year, now you're in the basically playing for a region championship. You're going to have one of the biggest turnarounds in this part of the state. What's been the difference? How that quick? I believe it.
No. What's the difference?
Just getting them on the bus.
Because I think it's a getting them out of the dressing room.
Yeah, I mean,
it is going to wind up being one of the biggest turnarounds in this part of the state. It's really been amazing to watch. Mm-hmm. What do you think has been the difference in coming back so quickly, bouncing back from that 1-9 to now playing for a region title?
Well, you've got to get your kids to buy in, no matter. I had a grown man tell me, you got to quit talking about how young these kids are. And he is exactly right. Mm-hmm. You've got to get them to buy in and work their tail off. Last year, I knew we were going to really improve this year when I had our end of the year meetings. We go 1-9, and there is an energy in those meetings with me, with those guys one-on-one. And I said, they're ready to work. Mm-hmm. They're as tired of this as I am already. So they work really hard, and that's what it comes down to. Daddy taught us to change things so you can get the most out of your guys. Well, you need your guys to show up and work and give you the most they've got so you can know what it is they do well. And I think that's what you're seeing. Our guys are a year older, and we're figuring out what they do well and trying to put them in positions to make plays.
I told you a couple of weeks ago, or probably before the season started, it seems like a couple of weeks ago, I said high school football in East Alabama is better when Alexandria is good. Mm-hmm. And Alexandria is very good this year, and high school football is better. Coach, thank you for being with us. Thank you for the Valley Dogs tonight.
Y'all eat them. There's a bunch of them in there.
All right.
I
hadn't had a chance yet. Look at this win in here.
Hey, your plug last week, it gave me chills.
What was that?
The best venue to come anywhere.
It is. No doubt. No, I mean,
I was like,
look, we need playoff football in the Valley when the grass is brown.
That's right.
I'm telling you, bar none. I've been a lot of places in the state. I know you have too.
Yeah, I've been there.
But that place in mid-November, if you can get a game there, that's what it's all about right there.
Good stuff.
Appreciate it. Just make sure you get them off the bus.
Yes.
Thank you.
Our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser with Todd Ginn, head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Winners tonight on homecoming in Death Valley over the Asheville Bulldogs, 48-7. Alabama Teachers Credit Union, big things coming. You see the bottom line right there that gives you all the final scores throughout the night. ATCU will be no more as of Tuesday. They are becoming Emblem Credit Union on Tuesday. Go by all the locations in Northeast Alabama. They're going to have food. They're going to have an open house celebrating their change from Alabama Teachers Credit Union to Emblem. Go by and see those folks at Alabama Teachers Credit Union. Bringing you our Band of the Week. We're going to show you that a little bit later on, and also our bottom line with all the final scores each and every Friday night, scrolling across the bottom of your screen right here on High School Football Alabama after the game. Back in just a moment.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule. So where did she find all that?
Right here at RMC.
Wow, these guys are everywhere. I'm telling you.
Hey, you remember when we talked about doing some upgrades to the bathrooms and the floors?
I do.
Well, I think it's about time we check in to do it.
I know exactly who to call. They're everywhere.
From your kitchen, bathroom, living room, fireplace, or anything in between, even the golf course, Ted's is everywhere. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
RMC Health System, great sponsor of high school football, Alabama. If you're looking for primary care, we've got it right here in Aniston, Oxford, Jacksonville, and Roanoke. Learn more at rmccares.org/family medicine. RMC, another sponsor for since the beginning of high school football, Alabama's After the Game. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night. Jon Holder, Michael Short, the coach. Chad Barnett with us. One of the games that I was out covering tonight. Guys, I had not been inside Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium since the big upgrade over the summer with the turf. Hard to believe that's in such an old, iconic stadium. And now they've got the turf in there, and they built some new walls and pathways. And I was a little bit lost in there at first tonight. Aniston, how would they react after being shut out last week against Cherokee County? Coming back home tonight. And it was a big, big win tonight over Etowah. Much needed win for the Bulldogs tonight.
Yeah, I'd tell you, Etowah came in playing pretty good football. They were 0-3 to start the season, but of late they've been playing pretty well. Outside of a double overtime loss to Southside a couple weeks ago, they would have been in tonight's matchup 3-0 after starting the 0-3. Meanwhile, Bulldogs looking to make it to 3-2 in region play. Let's go out to Lott Mosby Stadium and check out and see how the highlights worked out. And we will go to the stadium and see how the teams fare. Big matchup between the Bulldogs and the Blue Devils. We had the Blue Devil in here tonight, as a matter of fact. Blue Devil in a church. Yeah. How's that for you? Did that work out well?
Yeah.
I think
thought of that one.
Yeah, it worked out well. So, but the fact that they played tonight, we got to see the Aniston band, and it was a phenomenal event tonight. We look at the 94 Aniston Bulldogs. You recognize some of these faces, John?
Yeah, some of the faces and the names. We'll have more on that coming up in just a moment.
So we'll start out with the Bulldogs on defense, and it's going to be a 12-yard punt only for Etowah. So the Bulldogs going to start off with the 35 in great field position. Damon Pope here with a 40-yard touchdown run over the right side. That will put the Bulldogs on the board first. 2-point conversion. Pope is going to be stopped just a bit short on this one, just about a yard shy. So it's 6-0 Bulldogs at this point. Brock Grant, he's going to take this very quick 12-yard strike for the Bulldogs. And how about this little "We Love High School Football Alabama" sign that comes courtesy of the Etowah Blue Devils, I'm told. Jabari Williams, 14-yard run over the left side, gets him into Etowah territory down to the 40-yard line. Familiar face there for a lot of Calhoun County folks. Scott Peavy. 4th and 7 though for Aniston. Tariq Judson, he's going to get a 40-yard touchdown pass from Pope. Beautiful run after the catch. Call that some yak, coach.
That's right.
Touchdown, Bulldogs. 2-point conversion. Quintavious Cunningham, he's going to haul this one in. It's going to be 14-0 Bulldogs on top of the visiting Etowah Blue Devils. Etowah would muster a little bit of a drive here as Jamison Sissom gets a 13-yard keeper, calls his own number over the right side, and he's out of bounds. And they would pick up another big play here. Zayden Knight with a 31-yard pass from Sissom. Get him down inside Bulldog territory, but it would not be enough. This drive would stall, and the Bulldogs roll tonight big, 37-8.
Big win for Aniston tonight, guys. You start looking at those region standings we just looked at with Coach Yen. This was really for survival as far as getting in the playoffs because, you got Alexandria, you got Holt's Bluff, you got Cherokee County in there. And, of course, Aniston, if it gets down to tiebreakers, the Aniston has a win over Alexandria, but they lost to Holt's Bluff. They lost to Cherokee County. Head-to-head, they could not afford a loss tonight to Etowah, but Aniston bounced back very nicely tonight. And I think they found a quarterback. Pope looked pretty good out there at quarterback tonight.
I wonder if he's kin to the other Popes.
That's what I was thinking.
He is what I understand.
Buster Pope.
Buster. He
put up a lot of touchdowns.
Man, that kid was a dog, both here at Jack State. Good little stint in the NFL, too. Some practice squads with the Chargers and all that. Great running back.
Not only was he a dog, he'd bark at you, too.
Yeah, he'd hit you.
Right on the sideline, he'd bark at you.
We mentioned that tonight, Aniston honoring 30 years ago this year, the 1994 Class 6A, 6A, back when there were only 6 classes, the largest classification in state, the Class 6A state champion Aniston team, brought some of those guys back and honored them. And also, they gave them their old jerseys tonight, which you can see me. I think we got some video in there of me looking at some of the holes and things like that in the jerseys. They gave them some nice plaques, recognized them on the field there. And then I had a chance to check out some of those guys and talk to them a little bit about their memories of that 94 season. Let's take you back out to Wyatt Mosby. All right, guys, here they are, some of the legends of Aniston football, the 94 state championship football team, Class 6A. Guys, all you guys just kind of chime in here. What's some? We'll start on this side. What's some memories of that 94 season? Who wants to talk?
Well, I'll start off by saying it was a tough spring. It was a tough fall, but hey, we followed the guidance of Coach Bivens. Listen to Montressa and watch Rob make a lot of plays. I mean, we had a lot of fun that year, but it was a tough season. But you know what? We stuck together after a slow start. We started 1-2. A lot of people doubted us, but we didn't doubt each other, so we stuck together. And like Coach Bivens said on the tape, when you pray, good things happen. Stick together.
All right, guys, specifically going to this side, that state championship game, back in those days, there was no Super 7, but the state championship was played at Legion Field against Shades Valley. That was the biggest class, then there was no 7A, so you were the champions of the biggest classification in Alabama. What one of you guys tell us memories of that game against Shades Valley?
Well, I can remember it was windy, it was cold, and we was running the ball a lot that game. But then in the second half, we opened up with the pass, and so we won that game. I can remember us cutting up the field at Legion Field because it was the last time the turf was going to be on Legion Field.
Guys, what about tonight? How special was this? A lot of you guys got your jersey tonight. Who wants to talk about how special that was?
It feels good to be back here because I done moved away and I'm in another city, but come back home, it feels good because you don't get that love unless you come back to the Dogs, and to see these young kids working hard, man. I wish I could come up here and work with them sometime.
All right.
Teach them a little something.
Guys, you got a plaque and all that too. Any other comments you guys want to make about that 94 season? Any memories?
We had a pretty good spring practice, and it was hard work. And Coach Bivens made us better person than we was and everything. And he got us in the right directions. And I thank the man for that and everything, and all the coaches that we had.
Folks, one of the greatest football teams in the history of East Alabama, the 1994 Aniston Class 6A state championship team, being honored here tonight at Watt Mosby Stadium before the 4A Region 6 showdown with the Etowah Blue Devils. Just a great moment out there tonight. A lot of folks talking about, you heard them talking about Coach Rodney Bivens, head coach of that team. Montressa Kirby, the quarterback, was also a great quarterback at Jack State. Now a great coach. I think he's at Central Phoenix City now, helping Patrick Nix out down there. Just a phenomenal team. Again, I know newcomers don't realize Aniston's a 4A school now, but that was the largest classification in the state. That was the Hoovers. That was all the teams that Central Phoenix Cities and all of those, they were included in that. Aniston winning that game over Shades Valley over at Legion Field 16-14. Really, I don't think that's an exaggeration, guys. One of the greatest football teams in East Alabama history.
No doubt, because I still remember all those guys. And, you know, we had a big game that year, too, in '94. We were down in T.R. Miller playing for the state championship also in Miller. And that game was at Legion Field because of who they were playing.
Well, that game was at Legion Field because if you remember, guys, before the Super 7, they always played the largest classification game. I think they called that the Crippled Children's Classic at Legion Field. So the state championship game, and when they had 4 classes, the 4A was always at Legion Field. When they went to 6 classes, the 6A was at Legion Field until 1996. This was 2 years before they went to the Super 6, which later became the Super 7, was always played there at Legion Field.
And had a great coaching staff. I mean, a lot of those guys there, you know, some couldn't be there tonight. A lot of them, some of them still coaching. You know, Farlow, the offensive line guy at Jacksonville.
Rodney Bivens Jr., who's now a coach, he was a manager on that team. I saw that on the plaque tonight on that state championship trophy. They went back and added to the bottom of that blue map. They went back and added all the players' names and the coaches' names and the managers' names to that at the bottom. So it was pretty good. Yeah.
I'm really quiet here because I was not living here at this time. I was still a sophomore in high school, I think. So I wasn't living here quite yet. So
well, there was some good
I've heard
times.
so many stories about that team, though. I had some classes actually with Montressa whenever we were at Jack State together. So I mean, he was a good dude, great quarterback, and definitely represented that class very well.
Montressa's a great guy.
The whole region was pretty good at that time.
Yeah.
The Valley Cubs were still good too, I promise you.
Cleveland County, very good at that time. Oxford, the year before, had won the 5A state championship. Alexandria won it the next year in '95. We had a lot of great football around that time. Piedmont was very good in those times.
If you remember, not only was football good, but basketball and baseball. All of them. We had a state championship.
They usually intertwined,
in baseball, basketball, and football one year.
Folks, let's go. And we talked about Class 4A Region 6 with Coach Ginn. Right now, we're going to look at the other 4A regions. We go back now to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Class 4A Region 3 tonight, St. James wins Booker T. Washington. Tallahassee, Hanley, Booker T. Washington, big win tonight down at Munford. But I think the story tonight was Tallahassee coming in and beating Hanley. Hanley had just climbed back into the state's top 10. And then Tallahassee comes into right field and Roanoke, guys, tonight, and they beat Hanley. So that sends Hanley now with 2 region losses.
You know what people don't realize is Tallahassee has been pretty good with a guy that most people around here know, and Coach Battles. He was the head football coach there, and when he left this year, the cupboard was not bare at Tallahassee. And Cleveland County tonight scored 35 versus St. James.
St. James firmly in control, controlling their own destiny. Looks like they'll be the region champion, but a lot to be decided there. Tallahassee did a lot of good tonight with that win against Hanley. That's our Class 4A Region 3 region rundown presented by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. Time for our next extra point tonight, presented by Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36. And we'll bring you 4 of those. Guys, Central Clay Counties, this is pretty amazing. Central Clay County's Danny Horn is now the winningest coach in AHSAA history. UMS Wright Prep's Terry Curtis, good friend of Coach Short, as is Danny Horn, started the season as the AHSAA's winningest coach before a loss last week to Citronelle. Horn's record is 359-97, just ahead of Curtis' 357 wins. Both became head coaches. They started in 1989. Close on the heels, right behind both of those Hall of Fame coaches, is another Hall of Fame coach that Coach Short knows very well, Paul Benefield of 5. His career record is 356 and 58. So we have the top 3 winningest coaches in state history, all current right now, all within 3 games of each other. That, folks, is very impressive. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team One Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team One Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team One Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team One Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
USA Softball of Alabama bringing you our scoreboard each and every football Friday night. And they have the Red, White, and Boom Exposure Tournament coming up in Albertville. That will be a college camp on November 1st, and then the tournament on November 2nd and 3rd. For more information about that tournament, also for more information about all the great things that USA Softball of Alabama does, go to the website usasoftballofalabama.com. It is time now for our concession stand of the week presented by Johnson's Giant Food. And we give a $100 gift card courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food. 5 locations to serve you in East Gadsden, in Attala, downtown Gadsden, in Coldwater, and in Jacksonville. We're going to take you out now. Our concession stand of the week this week is up in Center, Alabama. We've been talking a lot about Bobby Joe Johnson Field and Warrior Stadium. Big game coming up there next week again. When you go to that big game or any game up at Cherokee County, check out the concession stand. Here's our concession stand of the week. Okay, football Friday night. We are at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in Center tonight for our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. And we have Linda Mitchell. She is the concession stand manager. This is the Band Booster concession stand on the home side here at Warrior Stadium. So tell us about the hamburger. That's what we're going to be having tonight. Tell us, you cooked that here. Tell us all about that.
We've got a guy who does our grilling, Johnny, and he grills the hamburgers. He puts some Dales on them, and they're probably our favorite thing that people buy.
And the money that you raise here, obviously, it's really key. The band really needs your support. And what are some of the things that the money that's raised here, what do they go to with the Cherokee County Band?
Okay, part of our money goes to travel. We have a part of it that we set aside because eventually we'll have to buy uniforms, and uniforms are very expensive. Part of it goes to keeping instruments up, buying new instruments, and helping the students with things like gloves and hats and those things that don't last longer than a year or two.
You've been doing this for 3 years. You got a lot of dedicated parents here and volunteers. It's warm here, even in October. It's still warm in here. Tell us about the crew that you have here.
Mostly we'll take anybody who wants to volunteer, but to be honest, most of the time it's a lot of the people who volunteer over and over. They do get a little bit of money, pennies for the hours mostly, but they're here to help with the band, and they work all night long. They come in early, they stay after the game is over. We couldn't survive without them. We'd close our doors if it wasn't for these people.
Linda's made the call now. All you folks in Center, instead of sitting in the stands one night, come and volunteer and work in the concession stand. They get a $100 gift certificate courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food to help with the concession supplies here. Thank you for being with us, and congratulations on our concession stand of the week.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, you've heard all about the hamburger here at the concession stand in Cherokee County. Don, this thing is, we talk about a hot hamburger. You were telling me this thing was so hot you had to let it cool down a little bit, actually.
Absolutely, John. Here at Bobby Joe Johnson Field, this thing is piping hot. This should be a great burger right here.
Yeah, we got a fresh bun. We got, if you'll dig into that, we got a fresh bun. We got some Dale sauce on there. They cooked it right outside the door here on the grill. What do you think? We'll let him catch his breath here from big bite out of that hamburger.
Great. Good to be back in Cherokee County.
Always great to be in Center. Always great to be in the Cherokee County Band Booster concession stand. Come by here, check them out on the home side, right here at Bobby Joe Johnson Field at Warrior Stadium. Band Booster concession stand. Check them out. They have got a fantastic hamburger for your football Friday night when you come to Center. To the hardworking folks there, these concession stand workers, I'm telling you, they're making popcorn there up in Center. They have, it was hot in there. Last week it was pretty warm, and in the concession stand there at Bobby Joe Johnson Field, it was pretty warm back there. They had a fan going, that wasn't doing much. All these folks, they work hard, right, trying to raise money. This is the Band Booster concession stand there in Center. There's some boiled peanuts, which had me going really, because I love boiled peanuts. They had that going up there. When you go to any game at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in the Center, check that out. Some good stuff up there with our concession stand of the week from Johnson's Giant Food. They get that $100 gift card. We had a bit of a surprise tonight, Chad, on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee tonight. Not surprising, a high-scoring game involving Ohatchee, but Wellborn came into this game undefeated, and what a win tonight. Ohatchee upending Walter Wellborn on the Creek Bank tonight. We got the highlights.
There was a movie called Any Given Sunday. You remember hearing about that?
Yeah.
I think we learned last weekend with Alabama Vanderbilt, Any Given Saturday.
You have to remind me.
Right? Yeah, we all had to live through that one, all three of us, I think.
Why am I smiling about it?
Yeah, no kidding. And then tonight we learned Any Given Friday, because you just don't know what's going to happen on a football Friday night. Wellborn comes in 5-0 on an off week, playing a team in Ohatchee that was 1-4 in region play. Everybody kind of penciled this one in. Good thing you didn't put it in pen. Let's go to the highlights and check it out on the Creek Bank as we arrive. It is 8-0 in favor of Wellborn. And Wellborn leading 8-0. Indians driving, though. Jaden Hurd, he's going to get this first down. A little bit of a late hit. No call, didn't matter, because the next play, Nathan Jones, he's going to punch this one in for the touchdown. It is 8-6 now. Now we're going to go for two, see if we can tie it up. Jake Robertson connects with Colby Hester for the two-point conversion. We are tied up at 8 apiece with 1:37 to go here in the first quarter. Wellborn now on offense And they're going to go to David Amberson, finding Ethan Carroll for the first down, chugging his way down inside the 30. First down, Panthers. Next play, Caleb McCurry. He's going to take this one to the house for 6. And it is going to be another 2-point conversion. This one, I'm not really sure how they get it. I think he reached the ball across the goal line, broke the plane, fumbled. He did recover. 2-point conversion was good at 16-8 in favor of the Panthers. Now Indians back on offense, and they are on the roll. Jones, he's going to have a tough first down run over the right side, just getting enough yardage for a new set of downs for the Indians. Next play, Robertson, he's going to find Hurd, who is going to be just short of the goal line. Little face mask in there, too. Didn't matter. 1 foot away to the late flag. Good call, Coach. And the Indians are going to score on the next play, where actually he's going to be short of the goal line. So next play, now we're going to get in the end zone. Jones, he's going to put it in there for the TD. And we are back and forth. Coach Finley liking what he sees at 16 apiece. He loves it at 37-30. They have the big shocking win tonight on the Creek Bank, taking down the Welborn Panthers, who were undefeated 37-30.
Thrilling ending again to another game at Ohatchee. It seems like that's been the key this year, has been thrilling endings. Welborn had the ball, started at the Ohatchee 48, about 48 seconds to go in the game, drove it all the way down. They had an incomplete pass at the end of the game, but they called a roughing the passer on Ohatchee. So Welborn had one more shot from the 9-yard line, couldn't get into the end zone, and Ohatchee hangs on and wins the game over Welborn 37-30. So shaking a lot of things up there. Let's take a look at this with Coach Steve Smith in just a moment, but shaking things up in Class 3A Region 6 tonight.
Well, again, you mentioned it a while ago. You never know from one Friday night to another. That's why we said this region is so tough. You never know. You can take a team that may be down and out, and they come up and get a win. But I bet you that there's some Butterfinger cake tonight being served out there on the creek bank.
That's the most important thing, Chad.
That's the most important thing. What was I thinking about? Why was this not in the highlights? They should have been in the roll. They should have been. Instead of the Coach Finley shot, it should have been the.
It might happen.
Should have been the cake.
9-team region, and we'll talk with Coach Smith about this in just a moment. But that was a shocker tonight, a little bit. Welborn came in undefeated, and now they've got a loss. Ohatchee's got to win, and so things are changed quickly in that region.
It's great. Well, on the Creek Bank, and you got a team that's 2-4. They were 1-4 in region play heading into this game, and they scored 70 and 60 in 2 different games here. You got 2 massively offensively productive games, and you're 1-4 in the region. That just shows you how tough this class is. A lot of good teams in there, because that's a good offensive football team at Ohatchee. They showed it tonight.
Yeah, another good football team in that region. No surprise, the Westbrook Christian Warriors. Their head coach, Steve Smith, joins us next on After the Game as we roll on a Football Friday night.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. a hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
Your home is a reflection of you.
We understand that. That's why we'll personally help guide you through the process of product selection, finance, and installation. We have an extensive selection of designer tile, stone, carpet, laminate, hardwood, cabinets, and outdoor products, all with industry-leading quality.
Let us help you choose the perfect touches for your entire home. We offer free in-home estimates and design consultations.
Visit us today at Ted's Floors and Beyond.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Dad's Barbecue, bringing you with Dad's and Top of the River, our media center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Aniston on these football Friday nights. This is the 42nd year of Top of the River, and Dad's Barbecue has been in Aniston since 1995. They have a new building right there in North Aniston. Listen, hickory smoked meats, barbecue, ribs, turkey, the best turkey you're going to find anywhere. Thanksgiving's coming. Ham, chicken. Dad's sweet tea is awesome. They cook it fresh in a kettle every day. Sandwiches and breads all made with potato rolls. They got all kind of great things. Got a lot of big college football coming up tomorrow. No better place to go to get your food for your tailgate or for your tailgate that you're having at your house. Dad's Barbecue, located there on McClellan Boulevard in Aniston. Back on High School Football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Jon Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett on this football Friday night. Our entire hard-working After the Game crew been going at it all day and all night tonight, bringing you the program. And now we're joined by the head coach of the Westbrook Christian Warriors, Coach Steve Smith, joins us live in studio. Coach, glad to have you with us once again on After the Game. You played at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
6 o'clock kickoff, which I'll be honest with you, from our standpoint, I kind of like that. I don't know how you felt about that, but you played that because you had a unique opponent, Innovation Academy from Robertson County, Tennessee, that's Springfield, Tennessee, north of Nashville, in town. And I'm sure that kickoff was to try to get them back home a little earlier, right?
It was. They had asked us if we could play a little bit earlier so they could get back with something to do with when the charter bus and the driver had to be off the road, and also we were able to accommodate that.
Coach, tell us about how a game like this, people ask me, how does a game come about between Westbrook Christian and Rainbow City, Alabama, and a team from Springfield, Tennessee that most folks have never heard of? How does a game like that come about? Tell us that.
It's crazy. You know, we in a 9-team region, we drew week 7 as our oddball week to be off. You know, everybody's off week 5. And then after that, 1 through 10, you know, somebody had to be off each week. We drew 7. So most regions and most teams in the state of Alabama are playing a region game week 7. So we exhausted the 7 and 9 team regions and couldn't find anybody that matched up with us. You go over across the line to Georgia, most of the Georgia schools, you know, play their non-region games in the beginning, and they're kind of back-end loaded with region games, and that wasn't a possibility. And I actually had a friend of mine, an Alabama connection, that was coaching at Gatlinburg-Pittman. I called him just thinking, hey, it'd be pretty cool to go to Gatlinburg and play if he's got something. He didn't, but he had previously coached at South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. He gave me their coach's number. I called Coach Stone there. He said, I don't have anything, but a guy I just scheduled with is looking for that week, and that's how I got the number for the guy at Innovation Academy.
Wow.
So it was kind of one of those things I tell people, though, REO Speedwagon song, heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. That's kind of how we matched up with them, you know, and so as we got to talking, they're first-year members in the Tennessee High School Athletic Association, and they reclassify next year. So he was looking for a game in that week, and they, as I said, they will be put in a region. They reclassify next year, so they're odd for us. We couldn't do a 2-year deal with them because he doesn't know what his schedule will look like for next year. But they were willing to come down to our place, and we scheduled them for homecoming, and it was a great night for us.
Coach, This team, I think this is their first year playing 11-man. Have they been at 8-man football last year?
That's right. They had been 8-man up until last year, and then that's their first year in 11-man, and first year as a member of the High School Athletic Association up there. And they were ineligible for the playoffs this year since they didn't play a region schedule. And so they were, I told somebody it's kind of a tough draw that they had because the two films that we had the last 2 weeks in film swap was against South Pittsburgh and against Brentwood Academy. Who,
my goodness.
That was folks that don't keep up with Tennessee high school football, those are big boys, let me tell you.
And that was who we had to watch them against. I told him after I watched those films, I called him Sunday night. I said, after playing those guys, you're going to think we're JV, because those teams are loaded with Division I players. And also, it was one of those things. I was glad it worked out that they were able to come down because I hate an open week right in the middle of the season. I'm different than a lot of guys, I guess, but I like to play a jamboree week 0 and then 10 straight. So very fortunate we was able to find somebody.
Coach, go ahead and ask him the homecoming question. Go ahead.
Well, let me get it over with. It was always my favorite time of the year.
Yep.
Do y'all have a dance on Friday night or Saturday, or do y'all do that?
Well,
kind of thing?
Dance. If we have a dance, I don't know anything about the dance, but I'll say this. It was a fun week of festivities for everybody involved. I can honestly say I look forward to homecoming just as much as every other coach does.
Great at that, Coach.
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
You mentioned Gatlinburg Pittman, South Pittsburgh. Man, if you'd have got tied in with Gatlinburg Pittman, that is one of the prettiest places if you've ever been to their stadium.
I have.
I'm going back again this weekend just to go stand on it. That is a beautiful place to play. Was you close to getting the game?
Well, Coach Wagner was up there. He had some Alabama-Georgia connections, and after I talked to him and he helped me find this game here, he actually left, and I think he took a job down in Florida at another school. But I was going back to Gatlinburg Pittman High School probably 25 years ago. We used to go to a husbands and wives coaching clinic that Carson Newman put on. The Carson Newman Clinic, they would do their practicing at Gatlinburg Pittman. They would have the clinic, there in Gatlinburg, and it was a big FCA deal. Tony Dungy and Coach Bowden and all those people would come every year, and then they would scrimmage on that Saturday at Gatlinburg Pittman High School. And at that time, it was kind of just an average rural school
up on the hill.
And to see what they've done, if you go online and look at some of the things that they've done, and turfing the field and the mountain view back behind it and all that, it's really cool. And so when I first called Coach Wagner, my hope was that he would be open and we could go to Gatlinburg this week. And it's right around fall break time for us in the school, and that would be a good road trip to take. But it didn't work out that we could go there and play, but he was able to help put us on someone that was looking for a game.
And you've done that before, but it'd be toward the beach.
Yep, we did it at Gulf Shores like in 2010.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
I can remember that.
Coach, let's talk about this year's team at Westbrook. I've seen you guys play. We're going to talk a little bit about this guy right here. He a little bit later on the show, we're going to talk about this guy, Brody Blevins. Right. He's our reigning Player of the Week from Farmers and Merchants Bank. He'll get this exact jersey right here with his name on the back. We're going to send that back with Coach and a plaque as well. We'll have that official announcement and show a little bit of that coming up a little bit later on in the show. But I was really impressed with him. He is a phenomenal athlete. The speed he has, the way he throws the football. Saw you guys against Piedmont, and man, this guy is really talented. Right. Talk about him and just talk about the rest of your team this year.
Brody's a natural leader. He's the kind of guy, that you like having that's leading the huddle. He's really one of the hardest workers we got. He's a fierce competitor, and that's the thing that I think makes him a little bit different than most. He's just he's one of those guys that every time the ball's snapped, he wants to win every snap, every play, obviously every game, but he's just that kind of competitor. I always say you like to have those guys that you got to kill them to beat them, and he's kind of got that type of mentality. He's not really overly impressive looking, and physically he's 6 foot, 175 pounds or so, but he plays like he's 220. He throws his body around in there, and he looks for contact. He's got good speed when he gets out in the open, but he's not afraid to stick his nose in there. Throws the ball pretty well for us, and he's done a great job leading us. The good part about it, he's a sophomore, so we got him around for a little while longer, and it's kind of one of those things where I've often said, as your quarterback goes, kind of your team goes, and he's really picked his play up as the year has went along for us, and he's done a great job being a leader for us.
Coach, last year was your first year at Westbrook Christian, and now you're into year 2.
Right.
How are things transitioning? Because I know this summer things were difficult. Some difficult things happening. and it looks like, is your team come together even more because of some of the difficult things that they went through, the adversity they had to handle during the summer?
I think so.
Does that happen?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those situations where, everything that comes at you, you can either get better or you can get bitter. And that's kind of one of those things that we talk about in coaching, cliches, I guess. But our guys, we're a year older, a year deeper into the program as far as them having some trust in me and obviously us developing trust in them. And the work ethic amongst the kids has been tremendous. I've never questioned their desire, their work ethic, what they want to accomplish. We were able to implement that over the last year. We got a great guy in Chad Phillips that's strength and conditioning that plays a big role in what we do. He's one of those guys that's kind of a guy that keeps the kids up and pumps them up but does a great job in our weight room. And then, the coaches that we got, I want to mention them by name, Brad Lowe and Wayne Lee and Adam Brown on the defensive side of the ball, and then Mark Sanders and Rob McHugh helping on the offensive side of the ball, and Matt Brown, Sean Smith, Tristan Scripps, Neil Wester helping with our middle school program, and then turn around helping us any way they can on Friday night. And then Kurt Durier is another guy that is kind of our football ops guy that has been a tremendous asset to me, being able to help with all kind of things, both on and off the field, that you have to have those kind of people in the program to be successful. From doing it for a long time, head coach gets way too much of the credit. There's a lot of that work that's put in by the assistants that spend countless hours there at the field house, washing clothes, mopping, sweeping, doing little things, helmet repairs and all that type of stuff. I can't say enough about the guys that I've got helping me out, and then the kids at Westbrook are tremendous. They do everything we ask them to do, and they want to be good, and I can see the progress, and I see us making some strides, and that's exciting.
The one thing I noticed is when you get, and it was pretty much there when you got there, is the Westbrook community, the Westbrook administration has done a great job with the facilities. And just tell us a little bit about the facilities. A lot of people that haven't been there, they don't know just what you have there.
Well, they've, I guess, the major overhaul of our athletics, the baseball, they got into a new clubhouse and locker room area a couple years back, and then they finished up a gym that was much needed there. They've been practicing, all the basketball teams and volleyball in one gym, and they got a big spacious area now that we can practice, multiple teams after school. Got a small weight room in there that we use with our middle school kids, and our girls use that sometimes in the afternoon. But then the field house was something, when I first got there, they had told me what the plan was on it. It was a 90 by 60 rectangle there in the end zone, and they basically knocked the end walls out and expanded 50 by 60 each way. So we added 6,000 square foot. So went from 5,400 to 11,400 square foot, and we're able to put a locker room for 80, a film room for 80 with theater seats, and a 4,000 square foot weight room with 20 racks. And the facilities there are phenomenal. Already had the turf field in place, and they've done everything that they can to give us every opportunity to be successful. Our W Club, which is our athletic booster club, they just raised an insane amount of money to pour into the athletic program there at Westbrook. We're very thankful for that. And then you mentioned administration. I couldn't ask for better people to work for. The people there, Ms. Neal's our principal, and then the other people that we have there in the front office, and Brody, and everybody's just been so supportive of wanting us to have an opportunity to be successful. Westbrook already had a lot of success, with a lot of the spring sports, baseball, softball, baseball, soccer, golf. We are starting back softball, but a great reputation with being competitive on the state level in a lot of those spring sports. And football has had some times in its past, where they had some region championships and a state runner-up in '97 and 10-win season here or there, but consistency in the football program, being competitive consistently year in, year out. And I think we've got a great plan, and the people there are very supportive of what we're trying to do. And we're talking about football. We want it to be that way across the board. Okay, we added Coach Wester in boys basketball, Jeremy Brooks in girls basketball, and we want all of our programs there to be competitive. First of all, in the area or the region, and then on the state level.
Winning breeds winning.
Yes, sir. I agree with that 100%.
I don't think there's anybody in this state, I'm going to make a bold statement, I don't think there's anybody in this state that is more well-versed in the last 20 years than this guy right here about 3A football in this state. And so we're going to take a look now at a couple of regions, and not only his region, but the other region that has some teams from our part of the state in it. So let's go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. 3A Region 4. Coach, it's interesting to me because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, I think that if Lee Scott Academy and Glenwood had not moved into the HSAA from the AISA, probably Hoax Bluff and White Plains would have been 3A. There were 2 students away. Yeah. And you might not have a 9-team region that you're in.
Right.
This region right here, Glenwood has come in first year in the AHSAA, and they're 5-0 and 7-0. Beulah having the best team that they maybe have ever had.
Right.
Randolph County was upset tonight. So kind of your impressions of this region right here.
Well, you know, I thought Randolph County was probably the team to beat, not knowing anything about Glenwood and Lee Scott. And I was really surprised last week when I saw that Glenwood-Randolph score. Not necessarily that Glenwood won the game, but how they won that game. I knew B.B. Comer was going through a little bit of a rebuild, you know, after those really good teams they've had the last 2 or 3 years. And so seeing them knock off Randolph County tonight kind of surprised me. I got a lot of respect for Coach Prestridge in Randolph County. You know, we had some wars with them when I was in Piedmont. Some years we played twice in the same season. And you know what kind of tradition they have there. And so to see them lose back-to-back weeks was kind of surprising because I know he's got a really good football team this year.
Now let's go to your region. We had to do something we've never done before because we have never had a 9-team region here in East Alabama. So we had to go to a smaller font to get 9 teams in. Yeah. Coach, 9-team region. Just your assessment of this region after tonight. Piedmont remains undefeated. Wellborn takes a loss. Locust Fort takes a loss tonight to Weaver. Your team was the team, as you mentioned earlier, playing a non-region. There's a lot happened tonight. You may not have had a chance to digest it all, but kind of your thoughts on the region race right now.
Well, you know, Piedmont's the class of the region. Until somebody knocks them off, they're the team to beat. That's just the way it's been for a while. And you know, we played them 3 weeks ago, and then, you know, got off to a good start in that game, and then they just kind of took over and dominated the last 3 quarters. So seeing them at the top and seeing them undefeated is not surprising. You know, we played Ohatchee last week, so I know what kind of team they have, and to see them, you know, bounce back this week, I think says a lot. I think that says a lot about Coach Finley and his ability to motivate and get his guys back up because, you know, last week that was kind of an emotional game on both sides, you know, because I think we're 3-2 in the region now, if I'm not mistaken. But you can't say anything is an elimination game in this region, but I do know that game last week we're in a position every week now where you tell your kids winning this game not going to put you in the playoffs, but losing this game is going to hurt your chances. And you saw the parity in the region tonight with Weaver going on the road to Locust Fort, knocking them off, and Ohatchee knocking off Wellborn.
Glencoe beating Sachs tonight.
Glencoe beat Sachs tonight, you know. So everybody in our region, you know, I think, like I said, I think Piedmont's kind of separated themselves a little bit from the rest of the region, but realistically, the other 8 people in that region on a given night, it's not surprising if anyone knocks off anyone else.
Your team seems to be playing really well right now, Coach.
Yes, sir.
And that's a Steve Smith trait. The deeper you get in the season, the better your teams play. Your team's playing really well right now. Kind of take us through this home stretch, I guess, of the season coming up.
Well, next week is huge for us. J.B. Pennington, you look at that right there and you say, J.B. Pennington, oh, they're 3. People don't realize J.B. Pennington has played all the people at the top of the region.
Yes.
So their 3 losses are to Piedmont, Wellborn, and Locust Fort. So they've lost to the top 3 teams in the region. They're playing people at where they're at and below, games that they're probably going to be favored in.
A new coach.
Got a new coach, a lot of excitement there. I've seen them a couple times on film throughout the year with different film swaps. And, you know, they do a great job. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement there. They were a 9-1 region runner-up last year, you know, so they actually hosted a first-round playoff game last year. You know, they got nice facilities at Pennington. We got to go up there. It's a very difficult place to play, but we play Pennington, then we turn around and play Weaver, Weaver's got some guys on their team that arguably are the best athletes in the region that can make plays against anybody. I think tonight we got in time to watch the end of the Locust Fort Weaver game and the end of the Ohatchee and Wellborn game, and the Gooden kid at Wellborn, at Weaver, excuse me, Caden, I think is his name.
That's right.
It seems like he's been playing there for 100 years, but he broke a long run right there to seal that game, you know, and just a phenomenal athlete. Weaver can beat anybody in this region on the right night, and then we finish up week 10 on the hill at Wellborn, and you know how tough that place is to play at. So every game that we have left is playoff implications, you know, not only for us, but the team that we're playing. everybody's still in this thing. You know, you think that logically in a 9-team region that 8-0 is supposed to win it, and then I guess 7-1, 6-2.
That's not happening, is it?
Well, there's ways you can be 5-3 in this thing and not make it, and there's ways you can be 4-4 in a big logjam tie, and you could make it. So, I think Ohatchee's got 4 region losses right now, but you can't count them out. They run the table and finish up 4-4, and you got enough people tied at 4-4, then they're back in the thick of things. So, Weaver's sitting at 2-4. Weaver wins their last 2 region games. They're 4-4. We're 3-2. We could be anything from 5-2 to 3-5. We've got 3 formidable opponents in front of us that can all, I feel like we can be competitive in those games, and I feel like all those people are capable of beating us as well. So, you just can't take a breath here. You take a breath or go in a little slump, have a bad couple of weeks, you can kind of doom yourself.
I can only imagine what it's like, because I never had to do that on a 9-team region. And you're trying to sit there scheduling those 2 games.
Right.
And you're wanting to schedule, well, I mean, I got to schedule a good team, but you also got to think about tiebreaker.
Right.
Am I going to schedule somebody that has a chance to win a bunch of games and I get their points? I mean, tell us a little bit about that and the inside of that scheduling there and under that situation in tiebreakers.
Well, and week 5, everybody's off week 5. Some people like to take their open week 5, and so they played a game on their oddball time, and then they play week 0. Like I said, I like to play a week 0 jamboree. So I turned down some opportunities to play some different people week 0 because I wanted that to be a jamboree. We played Mumford week 5, having a good relationship with Coach Easley, and thought that would be a great game for us to play, that if we did, get into the playoffs, that Mumford have the kind of speed and the type of team that you would possibly see in the playoffs. And then Innovation Academy that we had tonight, it was a last resort. Yes. Just because and we can't get their wins because they're not a member of the Tennessee High School. I mean, they're a member, but they're not a playoff eligible member. Yes. So the rules by the HSA, if you play somebody or beat somebody that's not a playoff eligible team in their association, you can't count their wins. So, it don't look real good for us as far as a tiebreaker type situation goes. We need to just kind of take care of our.
It's like Todd Ginn said earlier tonight on the show.
Yeah.
You just got to go win.
You just got to go win.
I was going to say, that's what you tell them, just don't get to a tiebreaker situation.
You got to win your games, and that's the biggest thing. And again, we got a tough road to hoe for sure. We've won 3 in a row, and I'm very proud of our guys. But next week at JB Pennington, they don't care that we've won 3 in a row.
Well, Coach, if anybody can do it, it'll be you and your staff.
Well, I've got a good group of guys helping me out, and we got a good group of kids. I'm excited what the future holds.
I got an important question for him before we let him get out of here and get home. It's been a long day and night for a coach, and that's the way with every coach on Friday night.
Yeah.
You have lived here your entire life in East Alabama, correct?
Yes, sir.
All in East Alabama. Have you ever had a Valley dog from Alexandria?
More. I will tap my belly right here. I've definitely had a Valley. In fact, I can't tell you the last time I've been in an event at Alexandria that I didn't eat a Valley dog.
All right. Well,
I snuck around. I will tell you. I'll say this. I'll confess something. I played at Alexandria, I think it was 2020. I can't remember if it was 2021.
I was at that game.
Okay, yeah. It was week 10.
Yeah.
And I had somebody sneak me a Valley dog, and I didn't eat it in front of the kids in the locker room, but I did slide outside and eat a Valley dog.
On the floor, I think.
So I have one even as an opposing coach. They didn't even make me pay for it.
I knew, Coach, that there's no way a guy like Steve Smith, who has lived here all of his life and is so well versed in East Alabama high school football, had not had a Valley dog. But I had to ask the question. I think we got one pulled back for you back here that Coach brought earlier, our whole staff, some Valley dogs. We had a bunch of our staff that tried a Valley dog for the first time tonight. So I think we got one pulled back for you back there, Coach.
Well, I appreciate that.
Coach, thank you so much for being with us. Congratulations on the homecoming win tonight.
Thank you,
it's going to be fun to watch Westbrook Christian football, not only the rest of this year, but in the years to come as we go down through time and go through the years that are going to come ahead for great things over at Westbrook Christian. We'll be back with more of High School Football Alabama after the game as we roll on what's about to be Saturday morning here on Facebook and YouTube.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand. The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team One Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team One Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team One Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team One Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
McClellan Sports and Outdoors, locally owned and operated since 2008. We offer embroidery, sublimation, and screen printing, and we stock a large selection of team equipment. We have a large showroom with tons of gear and shoes to get you and your family ready for your next activity. Adidas, Under Armour, Maui Jim, Evo Shield, Wilson, and more. We are located in the heart of Calhoun County, here to serve our region with all your athletic needs.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
We just showed you that great jersey that we had that we give to our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. That's going out to Brody Blevins of Westbrook Christian. That jersey is custom made by the folks at Team Sports. Go out and check out McClellan Sports and Outdoors. That's their retail building out at McClellan. That's located at 135 Exchange Avenue, right across from Miller Gym, the Aniston Aquatic Center. Also go to McClellansports.com. They service over 100 schools. They've got everything you need as far as sporting goods go, quality, service, everything's great. They've been in business for 15 years, since 2008. Again, go to McClellansports.com or visit McClellan Sports and Outdoors, 135 Exchange Avenue on McClellan. It is time now to talk about our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team. Who is our muscle team this week? We're about to unveil it to you. This is the Oxford High School defensive line. The Oxford High School defensive line, they had a tremendous game last week. Not only did they shut out Pell City, but Coach Sam Adams said that they controlled the line of scrimmage. They only allowed Pell City, and this is impressive in this day and time, they only allowed Pell City a total of 106 yards, shut them out 27-0. Here are those guys. Look at the muscles on these guys. We said muscle team. Look at these guys going from left to right. Terrion Russell, Jaden Young, Keenan Britt, and Josh Stack. They will have our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team T-shirts coming their way. That is the Oxford defensive line, our muscle team. Also, we have another award to give out at this time, and that is our Alabama Teachers Credit Union, soon to be Emblem Band of the Week, and that is the band from Cherokee County High School in Center. We're about to show you some of their performance last week from up in Center, Alabama, as we're going to load that up for you. The Cherokee County Warrior Marching Band is under the direction of Chris Davis. And let me tell you about these folks. They put on a fantastic show last week up in Center. We had a chance to check them out at halftime of the Aniston game. You saw their booster club helping them out and things like that. They just came off a great performance at Mid-South. They'll be performing tomorrow at the Field of Champions in Piedmont at the Chief Ladiga Marching Festival. They have 55 members. And the theme this year is Rise Up, and they put on a great performance, as Coach talked about, on the turf up there where the grass is always green at Warrior Stadium, Bobby Joe Johnson Field in Center last Friday night. Our Alabama Teachers Credit Union Band of the Week, the Cherokee County Marching Band from up in Center, 55 members strong, as we said, under the direction of Chris Davis. That's our Band of the Week. And now we've got more great highlights coming up as Coach Short and Chad Barnett join us back. Another game that I was at tonight. Big night tonight. We're going to talk about this in a little bit later on. Big night tonight for everybody associated with Sachs High School. Sachs tonight hosting Glencoe out at Jack Stewart Field.
There's been a lot of talk about it, at least on social media, what Sachs has been doing this week, so we'll talk about that soon. But let's talk about Glencoe right now. You know, they started off the season with a win. The last 6 weeks or so, they've been looking to add to that win column. Haven't been able to do so. They're traveling to Sachs tonight to see if they can add to those wins as they take on the Wildcats. Yellow Jackets on the road tonight. Let's go to the highlights. And we start at 20-20 in the second quarter. Sachs is driving with just a few seconds left in the half, and this is going to be a pick by Parker Gullidge at the end of the half, so Yellow Jackets would hold to a tie going into intermission. Let's go now to the third quarter, and Glencoe is on the move. Aiden Jones pass from Aiden Johnson, good for 11 yards and a first down. Now a 4th and 1, and Sachs is going to jump off sides, giving Glencoe a free set of downs. Carter Cook, 26-yard touchdown pass from Johnson, and that would put the Yellow Jackets on top, 26-20 at this point. Coach Freeney hoping they can maybe stop the two-point conversion or the extra point, and they do. But it'd be a beautiful pick here in the end zone to keep the Yellow Jackets off the board. So it's 26-20 is the score as we go more into the third quarter. Sachs facing a 4th and 10 at the Glencoe 36. It's going to be picked off by Johnson. And we're going to go now to more Glencoe on the offense. Braylon Smith, a 16-yard run. And when I say a tough run, this is the equivalent of a tough run. How many guys does it take to get him down? They still don't have it. And he's finally down. First down for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. More offense now into the fourth as we changed possession angles. Going to be a first down for the Yellow Jackets, but that drive would stall. Sachs would get the ball back. Sachs' Demarion Adams, this time a nifty 52-yard run, almost, and no he is, into the end zone for a touchdown. Wildcats at 26 all at this point. McClellan got a 2-point conversion. He's going to be in there for the 2-point score. 28-26 at this point for the Sachs Wildcats, but hey, Glencoe back in the win column, big win tonight, 32-28.
I think that's one of the bigger wins that Scott Martin's had at Glencoe. Sachs had won 7 in a row in the series, and they break that streak tonight. They do it at Sachs, where Sachs had a lot going on tonight that they were excited about. We'll show you that in just a moment. But that's a big win for the Glencoe program tonight, especially, guys, because of the way they did it. We left, it was 28-26 in favor of Sachs. About 6 minutes to go in the game. Looked like they had all the momentum, but Glencoe scored in the last minute of the game to win it 32-28 over Sachs. Big win for Glencoe tonight.
What I noticed is I haven't seen Glencoe play this year, so I didn't see no ugly eagle, ugly jacket, whatever you want to call whatever he calls it. They were in more of a spread look there as far as, there wasn't no, I guess you'd say five offense, what some people want to call it. But I didn't notice that, so he's made some changes, and it maybe looked like his quarterback can throw it a little bit more.
Yeah, they did. They threw the ball a good bit, especially working to the tight end. They threw, that time we were there, they really utilized the tight end a lot in their offense there. And the resiliency of Glencoe, this coach of being in all the years when you get down and you haven't had a lot of wins in the last few years, to come back on the road and drive and win in the last minute of the game. That's a thing that can totally change the makeup and the demeanor of your program.
Well, the thing that Scott Martin's done is people think, was he always just run that ugly Eagle offense? No, before he ever come to Ohatchee, it was a spread.
Yeah.
He run it all his life. In the first year or two he was at Ohatchee, that's what he was doing. He said, this is not going to work. So I got to make changes. So undoubtedly he's already made changes again. And it's just showing the type of coach he is. He's using what he has, and he's playing to the strengths of his team.
Well, we've alluded to the big things going on at Sachs. T-Mobile, national T-Mobile, there was a contest going on where 1,700 schools in the United States submitted essays, so to speak, about why their school maybe needed some new equipment, needed a renovation to their football facilities. And Sachs finished in the top 16 in the nation of that. And they're now a finalist where they could potentially win a multi-million-dollar package to improve Sachs Stadium and Jack Stewart Field. So we're going to take you out to Sachs right now because T-Mobile was in town tonight, and they presented, if you're one of the 16 finalists, you get a $25,000 check. Let's take you out to Sachs and show you that right now, as I believe we got that video coming from out at Jack Stewart Field at Sachs this evening. If we can show that. There's the presentation at halftime. See, Tony was president of superintendent of the Calhoun County Schools there. All those employees you see there are from T-Mobile. They brought T-Mobile employees in from all over the South, all over the state of Alabama. And that right there, $25,000 going to Sachs High School. Let's go out to Sachs. Jack Stewart Field. We're here with Mary Ella Perez. You are the market manager for small markets and rural areas with T-Mobile, correct?
That's correct, John.
You are based out of Chattanooga, but you cover all of Northeast Alabama, right?
Absolutely. I got the great pleasure of covering Northeast Alabama from Fort Payne all the way to Gadsden, Albertville, and Center, Alabama.
All right, so tell us what has been going on. You've been here all week in Aniston with all the activities planning that we've had here tonight at Sachs. Tell us about what you've been doing this week.
Hey, it's not only about small markets, rural areas, it's so much into our communities. We have been honored to go ahead and present today a $25,000 opportunity for Sachs High School to, one, get a $2 million grant opportunity to go ahead and upgrade their renovated stadium. From there, $100,000 cash grant prize and experts to go ahead and make impacts to their football team. We're so proud about T-Mobile because we've invested not only the best network, we bring the best value as well as the best customer experience.
Awesome. Now, let's talk about the folks you had here, because there was like I would call it a T-Mobile takeover today here at Sachs. You had people from all over the state of Alabama here tonight at Jack Stewart Field.
Absolutely. Over 30 people from the surrounding entire state of Alabama, all the way north of Montgomery to all the way, south of Montgomery to all the way north of Fort Payne and into Georgia. I'm very proud of this team. We have rallied together to come impact Sachs, Aniston, Alabama, and our surrounding Alabama state.
All right, so if folks want to vote for Sachs and make them the grand champion and win all the $2 million amenities that you talked about and the $100,000 grant, tell folks how they can go and support Sachs.
Hey, I need everybody today to support Alabama United. Go to Instagram, look up Sachs_football, and go ahead and like our post, share, tell your friends, tell your family, and go ahead and make this happen for Sachs High School.
All right, Mariella, thank you so much. Thanks to T-Mobile for what you're doing for our local community here in East Alabama. Thank you for spending time with us tonight.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. All right, Mary Ella Perez with us tonight from T-Mobile, presenting a $25,000 check here to Sachs football. Here with Frederick Franklin, he is the principal at Sachs High School. $25,000 to Sachs from T-Mobile. Tell us about $25,000, what that means to Sachs High School.
Well, it's going to give us an opportunity to, first of all, teach our students a life lesson about if you work hard for something and you apply yourself, you reap the benefits of that. And so that $25,000 was not just something that fell in our laps. Coach Freeney worked very hard on an essay that was required for that. And out of 1,700 people, 16 of those people were chosen, and Sachs High School was one of those people. So it's going to give us an opportunity to teach them a lesson, but it's also going to help our program. And Coach Freen is generous with that to where he's going to just spread that around too. So it just, again, another life lesson for our students is just, work for what you get, and when you get it, be grateful for it, and just kind of be a good steward of what you get.
The grand prize, if Sachs could win that,
yes.
What would that mean, the grand prize, if you could get this multi-million-dollar package that T-Mobile was giving away?
Well, again, it goes back to just looking at working hard and then reaping those benefits. And then it also is going to bring, the community's already joined now, but it's going to just probably bring more folks in and just give us a bigger sense of pride as far as just the Sachs community, and just, again, all those life lessons that you learn from that, and just the opportunity for us to grow as a community and as a school.
Awesome. $25,000 tonight, maybe more, but that's up to you, the viewers out there. Go vote for Sachs.
Please do.
Big night out at Sachs tonight. Just a huge thing. Again, we want to emphasize 1,700 schools, 16 left. The voting is open until November 12th. Really, the only school in the Southeast is Sachs, only school in Alabama. So, hey, help out your brothers and sisters at Sachs. All the folks from around East Alabama, go help them out. It'd be phenomenal if Sachs could win this thing and get a multi-million-dollar upgrade to their facilities. Regardless, guys, they got $25,000. That coaches the equivalent of several gates during a season. It's almost like they got an extra year of gate revenue tonight.
Well, that's helmets, jerseys, all the things you would need. But if they could get that other, that's a program-changing amount of money.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be one of the prettiest venues around, just because of the setting that's sitting in right now. Now all of a sudden brush it up, it'd be unbelievable.
Do they get the Razor flip phones? Do they get those with the $1 million? I think they need to add that in there. Y'all remember those?
At least every coach.
That way you can hang it out.
T-Mobile tonight was giving out. I think everybody that wanted one in that stadium tonight got a free T-shirt. Everybody's wearing a free T-shirt. They were handing out $10 vouchers to the concession stand.
If they're doing this 16 different places around the country, T-Mobile's dropping some cash.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And they came to Aniston. They had a whole crew of folks that's been here for several days in Aniston, hanging out, getting all this stuff ready at Sachs tonight. So big things with the Sachs High School Wildcats. Go to that Instagram page and like that video. Tons more highlights coming. We got a ton of highlights and region rundowns. Team of the week, East Alabama top 10, all still to come.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule. So where did she find all that?
Right here at RMC.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Wow, these guys are everywhere. I'm telling you.
Hey, you remember when we talked about doing some upgrades to the bathrooms and the floors?
I do.
Well, I think it's about time we check in to do it.
I know exactly who to call. They're everywhere.
From your kitchen, bathroom, living room, fireplace, or anything in between, even the golf course, Ted's is everywhere. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
We still got a lot more Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundowns to get to. As a matter of fact, we're going to look at Class 5A in just a moment. Everyone loves tailgate season. Going to be a great day for that tomorrow, and you can do it in style with a new Team 1 Chevy. They've got the Trailblazers, the Equinox, yes, the new Silverados. 1.9% financing can save you thousands of dollars. You can also go to East Meagan Boulevard in East Gadsden to their showroom and register to win the ultimate Iron Bowl tailgate package. Save big, be a winner at Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden, home of the best people and the best service, period. Back on high school football, Alabama after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Jon Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short with us on this Football Friday night. And we had Steve Smith earlier in talking about the Innovation Academy out of Tennessee coming to Westbrook tonight. Westbrook had no problem winning the game 48-7. We were there for that special 6 o'clock kickoff for the highlights.
Yeah, you know, I told Coach I keep wanting to say incarnate word for some reason whenever I talk about this team. It's one that we haven't heard of. So who is Innovation Academy? They got 152 students. 9 through 12.
Wow.
That's actually more than what I was thinking. 0-7 coming into the game. The reason they're able to play this game, it's their fall break this week. It's a 4-hour and 15-minute drive from there to here. It's almost actually in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. It's right there on the line in Tennessee, Kentucky. It's a long way to go for Innovation Academy, and they had a long way to go in between the lines too tonight whenever they took on the Westbrook Christian Warriors. Go down highlights and see how those Warriors fared against the Sentinels, by the way, of the Innovation Academy. Westbrook driving, and it's going to be a lot of offense here for the Warriors. Sam Sully connects with Beckham Hammondtree for a first down for the Warriors. A few plays later, Brody Wood gets the handoff. He's going to take it over for another first down for the Warriors. Next play, Sully going to find Bo Kilgo for the Warrior touchdown. It's going to be the first drive of the night. 7 points after the PAT is good. Warriors are rolling early. Beautiful board there, right? Talk about the facilities. This place is growing. It's going to be something to watch over the next few years for sure. Warriors back on offense. Sully finds number 1 Brody Johnson. This is going to be another Warrior touchdown. And I tell you, this kid comes in. He's slinging the ball around. There is no, we're going to hand off and play it safe. He is slinging the ball, and they are moving it. PAT good, 14-0 Warriors. Sully again connecting with Hammondtree again. This is going to be another Warrior touchdown, 21-0, as the Warriors are looking really good here. It's just one of those off weeks, right? Had an odd schedule, had to find an opponent. You know, you got to reach out. They found one. Coach Smith talking to his players. Warriors been out back on offense. Sully connects with Johnson for another first down. Just stays out of the end zone. A few plays later, Hudson Lowe. How about this? Got a pulling guard here for a touchdown. Man. Get him in there, big boy. 28-0 for the Warriors. Touchdown, and they are rolling tonight. You know things are good when you got a pulling guard out there scoring his first touchdown. First touchdown of his career. They announced it over the intercom. I was like, well, yeah, we could all probably guess that one, right?
And he dove into the end zone.
Yeah, he must have been working hard during the summer. One of those, guys just, coach is going to give him the rock one time in the season. Here we go. Big night for him. 48-7, Westbrook Christian with a win tonight.
Very quietly, Westbrook Christian 5-2 now. Steve Smith getting it done over at Westbrook Christian as they win. Got that big game, as he mentioned earlier, with J.B. Pennington over in Bluntsville next week. Tons of playoff implications in that game coming up. Guys, we got another impressive Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week coming up. And this guy's going to get one of those jerseys just like Brody Blevins got from Westbrook last week, also a plaque from Farmers and Merchants Bank. And let's introduce you right now to our Player of the Week, Alex Beatty of Galesville. Coach, we saw him up at the Cherokee County Media Day. Let me tell you what he did last week in Galesville's 56-0 win against Eider. He carried the ball 17 times for for 307 yards and 5 touchdowns. That's averaging 18 yards per carry. And then he plays both ways. And on defense, he had 9 solo tackles on defense as well. Congratulations to our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, Alex Beatty of the Galesville Trojans. And he will get the plaque and the jersey. Now, guys, we're going to go back and look at our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. We promised you region rundown with 5A. Here's 5A Region 4. Here it all is. We've got a lot of top-heavy regions this year. Coach, Central Clay County, Beauregard, basically the region title next week at Beauregard. I hear through the grapevine that Danny Horn does not particularly enjoy going to Beauregard to play. But here we go, Beauregard and Central Clay for the region title next week.
They played some big games
Central
before.
wins this, Coach.
100%. but they have, I know it because if you remember back when the great running back that Beauregard had when they won the state championship.
Yes.
And I'm having a brain cramp and can't remember. I know that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
But they had some great games back in the past. And Beauregard will have some athletes. And I'll get to hear Danny this week in our interview with him on my other thing I do. And they'll be the best team that we've seen in, fact, 10 years.
All right, now let's jump up to Class 5A Region 6. And probably the region title in this 5A Region 6 was more than likely decided tonight. Moody had only beaten Leeds twice. It was 14-2 coming into this. And the last 2 years, I believe it has been Leeds win each year by a single point. They call this the Battle of the Bridge because of the bridge that goes over I-20 that separates Moody and Leeds. Moody finally got them tonight big time, 38-22. They led at one time, 38-7, I believe. So Moody now looks like they're going to win the region title there. Leeds, Center Point, 2 weeks away. Jacksonville has an open date. Jacksonville won tonight against Lincoln. Jacksonville has an open date, and then St. Clair County comes to Jacksonville to Golden Eagle Stadium. Coach and Chad, that's probably going to be for a playoff berth on the line. St. Clair County's playing some great football because let me tell you, tonight they blasted Springville. They are coming on very strong over in Odenville.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville's getting better too because tonight they rushed for over 300 yards.
Wow. Going to be a great game there. So I think our top 5 is pretty much set, but that last spot maybe for the playoffs there between St. Clair County and Jacksonville may turn into a game where the winner goes to the playoffs and the loser stays at home. That'll be a big game.
That was a big game for Moody tonight because now, they're always talking about battling for 411, the highway
411 boys.
Well, they did it tonight. Last year, I think, wasn't it upset last year? Everybody thought it was. But tonight, it wasn't no doubt that Moody's the best team.
Jacksonville, St. Clair County, I mean, all the history and experience that this Jacksonville team has over the last couple of years making these deep runs, you got to think that's going to poke its head up in this time on a big game like this.
And playing at home.
And Jacksonville's schedule because they've not only played all the top teams in the region, but they played Alexandria as well. So this is and Corner, another top 10 team.
That was a non-region game,
That was a non-region game, another top 10 team, and they still got Aniston in a non-region game to come at the end of the regular season. So tough sledding coming up for Jacksonville, but they are certainly battle-tested. Let's talk about awards to remember. They present not only our Tough Guy trophy to our Team of the Week, but the plaque that we showed you earlier that goes to our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Awards to remember, you go to awardstoRemember.com. Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee. Drop by their showroom there. They are, no question, the premier awards dealer in all of East Alabama. If you need plaques, trophies, anything like that, medals, etchings, whatever you need, anything you need, they are the best in East Alabama. Awards to remember at awardstoRemember.com. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As a social worker, my cousin devotes her career to helping others. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was the one who needed help. She needed a hospital with an accredited cancer program and the latest in technology and care options. Plus, a compassionate team of doctors, nurses, and counselors with treatments that fit her schedule. So where did she find all that?
Right here at RMC.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser tonight. We had both Todd Ginn of Alexandria and Steve Smith of Westbrook Christian here. Noble Bank and Trust, great supporters of high school football, community-owned, local folks. They are folks that will give you a decision that's made right here in Calhoun County. They are not going to, the decision is not going to be made for anything with your banking in Raleigh, Birmingham, Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, any of those kind of places, all right here in East Alabama. They're your one-stop shop for checking, savings, loans, mortgage, line of credit, everything you need, both personal and business, Noble Bank and Trust. Back on high school football, Alabama's after the game, we mentioned that Todd Ginn was here with our post-game presser from Noble Bank and Trust. Now we've got highlights of the Valley Cubs. They had that big win last week. Asheville coming into town, a region game, homecoming, a lot of distractions. But Coach Ginn and his staff did a great job of avoiding those distractions and taking care of business tonight against Asheville.
Quintessential trap game right here. Big win last week coming down from 2 scores late in the game. You got a team that's coming in that's just struggling. And you got the big matchup with Cherokee County next week. You got homecoming. Would Coach Ginn, would the Ginn family allow a letdown like this? They don't. Let's go to the Valley Cubs highlights tonight against the Asheville Bulldogs, and we arrive at halftime. It's 29-0, so the answer is no. He does not allow that to happen. Hey, congratulations to Nadia Haynes, drum major, also homecoming princess tonight. So great job for her. Let's go to the highlights now. Valley Cubs start the second half. Ryan Brown getting the handoff with a big first down. Tough run here. Big fella going down the right side, almost down there for the score. Looked like an old Heflin running fullback there, Coach. Yeah, a few plays later, Elijah Hunter, he's going to take this one into the end zone. PAT, though, would be blocked. It's an even 35-0 Valley Cubs on top. Alexandria now back on offense, and Jeffrey Beeson, he's going to wind his way through the Bulldog defenders for another Valley Cub first down. Staying on offense now, they're going to go back to the man, Hunter, and he's going to be back into the end zone. What a run. Bust through into the end zone. PAT again, no good. 41-0. Valley Cubs are rolling all tonight. Asheville, though, on offense, trying to get something going late. This ball is going to be picked off, though, by Caden Billups. Happy birthday, son. Right to you. Good job. Picks it off, takes it back, takes the hit. Doesn't lose the ball, though. Coach Ginn happy with the way his boys look tonight. Great to see him tonight. Valley Cubs rolling. Big matchup next week against Cherokee County.
Absolutely. Alexandria, a turnaround season after last year, coming back now and challenging for a region title. Guys, let's go back to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're going to focus on Class 2A now. Class 2A Region 6, Coosa Christian. No problem again tonight. Coosa Christian continues to roll as they win. Everybody else kind of a logjam there for second, third, and fourth with Southeastern, Cold Springs, Faulkville, Susan Moore. We will mention to you tonight, it was a non-region game, but congratulations to Matt Harris at West End. They won their first game tonight, non-region game, beating Eider. But congratulations to West End for getting that win. But right now, it's Coosa Christian's just looking at who can possibly challenge them in the playoffs. I think everybody's looking forward at some point to a Coosa Christian Pisgah game. That's what everybody's talking about.
Is Coosa the most dominant region leader that we have in this area, as far as like per capita within their region?
I think no doubt.
Are they the most dominant? Yeah.
Yes, and then when I saw Coach Pruitt at Jacksonville State Wednesday night, and I said, "Hey, Coach, there's a big game looming on down the line." I said, "Coach, get that rat poison away from me. I don't want to hear it." I said, "Well, I've already told half your team that, so sorry."
Class 2A Region 8 now as we continue with our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. Pisgah, of course, wins tonight. This is the matchup. Next week, guys, Pleasant Valley goes to Higdon. That's almost in Chattanooga to play North Sand Mountain. If Pleasant Valley, look at that, Pleasant Valley's won 6 football games, guys.
I mean, this is the team we saw, a decade ago, years ago. They had lost, how many in a row?
Many.
I mean, it was one of those programs in the state you just knew every time you played they were likely not going to come out with a win. And they're good.
We've been talking all year about them going to host a playoff game.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for them.
Listen, they've already lost to Pisgah, and everybody else in that region has. They've beaten Sandrock. They've beaten Cedar Bluff. They beat Gaston tonight. Section is 0-5 in the region. They'll win that game. This is for home field advantage basically next week. Winner is going to be number 2. Loser's going to be number 3. This is for Pleasant Valley to host a playoff game if they can go to Higdon and beat North Sand Mountain.
And the cool thing about it, it's not like a fluke season. This is the second year in a row. They were good last year, too.
That's right.
So that's the crazy thing. Like last year was one of those where they popped up. You're like, okay, great. They had maybe a good run of seniors or something like that. They're backing it up this year.
One of the biggest games Pleasant Valley has played in a long time at Higdon next week against the Thundering Herd of North Sand Mountain. Now, let's talk about Ted's Floors and Beyond. Great sponsors of high school football, Alabama, bringing you our Team of the Week. We'll have that Team of the Week announcement coming up shortly here on After the Game. Ted's Floors and Beyond, I'll just be honest with you. They did hardwoods in my house. They did carpets in my house. They'll come out. They'll measure it all for free. Very professional, on time, won't leave you hanging, coming out doing everything that they promised that they're going to do. If something's not right, they'll make it right. That's the folks from Ted's Floors and Beyond. Go to their showroom, U.S. Highway 431 in Sachs. They not only have the flooring, but now they have the cabinets. They can do the kitchen makeovers. They can do the bathroom makeovers. Great folks at Ted's Floors and Beyond, U.S. Highway 431 in Sachs. It is time for our third extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Next week's Top 5 Class 6A showdown between Oxford and Clay Chalkville at Lamar Field will be the 20th meeting between the Yellow Jackets and the Cougars. Clay Chalkville leads the series 14-5, including last season's 28-14 victory, also played at Oxford. The Cougars have won 9 of the last 10 meetings, with the Yellow Jackets' lone win coming in the quarterfinals of the 2019 state championship season. The road in the north to the state championship has been going through Clay Chalkville the last few years. It's a phenomenal matchup. It's the biggest game of the state next week at Lamar Field. Back in just a moment.
Your home is a reflection of you.
We understand that. That's why we'll personally help guide you through the process of product selection, finance, and installation. We have an extensive selection of designer tile, stone, carpet, laminate, hardwood, cabinets, and outdoor products, all with industry-leading quality.
Let us help you choose the perfect touches for your entire home. We offer free in-home estimates and design consultations.
Visit us today at Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Jacksonville State University. Jack State, big win on Wednesday night against New Mexico State. You know, there's no better way to experience Jacksonville State University than by visiting the campus. Come see for yourself what makes Jack State so special. Academics, athletics, student life, campus visit, the best way to get a real feel for what it's like to be a part of the Gamecock family. You schedule your visit right now at jsu.edu/visit. Back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Coach Short and Jordan Smith on the road tonight to Hoax Bluff. Hoax Bluff tonight for the big 4A Region 6 showdown between the Cherokee County Warriors and the Hoax Bluff Eagles. Let's take you out to the Bluff.
Jordan Smith, Coach Michael Short with you here for the State Farm Insurance Agent Judd Edwards Game of the Week between Cherokee County and Hoax Bluff here at Hoax Bluff. Coach, Cherokee County comes in a Class 4A Region 6 matchup and defeats Hoax Bluff here at home by a score of 35-21.
Well, it was a great ball game, and any time that you can come into Hoax Bluff and get a win was a very important win. I mean, it was just a great win on the part of Cherokee County. They come in and did what they had to do just to get the win, and it was a very physical football game.
Yeah, it definitely was. The first half, Cherokee County goes up 21-7 at the halftime break, and it was pretty much all of Cherokee County's defense up until that point, and still stayed strong in the second half.
Well, you knew that Hoax Bluff wasn't going to give up, and they wasn't going to, lay down, and that's the way the game. The game pretty much stayed one score until right there at the end. Cherokee County was able to get that 2-score lead, and they kept that throughout the fourth quarter.
Of course, one thing we can't fail to mention is, one thing we hit up before the game even started was that booger of a concession stand.
Oh yeah,
especially for you.
Yes, and that is one booger of a concession stand, because those sandwiches, those Philly cheesesteak quesadillas, John, were on chain tonight.
Absolutely. So as we've got your mouth watering, let's head over to the highlights.
Number 3, Cherokee County and Hoax Bluff go at it tonight for a Class 4A Region 6 matchup at Hoax Bluff tonight. Late in the first quarter, Warriors on offense. Quarterback James Griffith drops back in the pocket. He's going to connect with Ben Mosley for the first down for the Warriors. few plays later, Griffith again drops back. This time he's going to find Ben Frampton for another Warrior first down. Now, Tristan Brown in the Wildcat formation calls his own number. He's going to take it more than 30 yards down the sideline for a touchdown. Cherokee County goes up on top 7-0. Coach Mike Robertson and his Eagles would be stopped, and the Warriors are going to get the ball back. Griffith once again goes to the air. This time he's going to find a wide open Frampton, and he's going to take it more than 75 yards for the touchdown down the sideline. Warriors go up 14-0. Coach Jacob Kelly and his teams are rolling at this point. Late in the first half, Griffith thinks about a pass, but he's going to decide he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to pick up a first down for Cherokee County. Next play, Griffith pitches back to Tay Diamond, and he's going to pick up another first down for the Warriors. Next play, Griffith is going to fake the handoff here. He's going to throw it downfield to guess who? Ben Frampton for the third time. This time for his second touchdown of the night. Cherokee County goes up 21-0. Eagles now driving. Quarterback Bryce Whitaker rolls out, and he's going to pitch to Blaine Brown, who's going to pick up the first down for the Eagles. Next play, Philip Carter with the handoff. He's going to take it up the middle for another first down for Hoax Bluff. A few plays later, Whitaker fakes the pass, and he's going to run it into the end zone here for the Eagles to put them on the board. That's where we go to halftime as Cherokee County leads 21-7 at the halftime break. Hoax Bluff's going to get the ball back to start the third quarter. First drive for the Eagles. Whitaker rolls out to pass. He's going to decide to keep it himself, makes a move, and he's going to pick up a first down for the Eagles. Next play, Carter back with the ball, and he's going to punch it up the middle for another Eagle first down. A few plays later, Whitaker looks to go to the air, and he's going to find Colton Shields at the 28-yard line for Hoax Bluff. Hoax Bluff now driving. Next play, Whitaker rolls out again on a design run, and he's going to pick up 8 yards to the near sideline. Eagles now threatening. A few plays later, Barron with the call, and he's going to slip at the goal line, but it's going to be enough for a touchdown. Hoax Bluff trails within 7 now, 21-14. Warriors back with the ball. Griffith hands the ball off to Keyshawn Woods. He's going to make one guy miss, two guys miss before being taken down for a first down. Next play, Woods again with a call, and he's going to pick up a first down once again for the Warriors. Later in the drive, Diamond would get the call, and he's going to cap the drive off with a touchdown. Cherokee County Warriors win it 35-21.
We're here with Coach Jacob Kelly of the Cherokee County Warriors and some players. Coach, just start off, talk about the first half. Come out 21-7 leading the first half, and then your defense played lights out in the second half as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's 21-0, and we're lined up on punt return. Defense just got to stop. We fair catch the ball. There's a penalty on the ground, and then all of a sudden they're getting the ball back. I didn't really, you know, we lost our composure for like 4 minutes, me, my players. So we needed to go to halftime and just kind of, you know, chill out. You know, we felt like all we needed to do was just settle down and play football, and that's what we did in the second half. Defense played lights out. We've been a little bit. We put ourselves in some bad situations. We got to do a better job cleaning up, you know, when we get a chance to get off the field, getting off the field. And then, you know, but all in all, to finish it off, come out here on top, it's a tough place to play. They're a good football team. They got great lines of scrimmage, good athletes. And so, you know, we're happy to come out of here and be 5-0 in the region.
Coach, the one drive I thought was the most important drive of the ball game was after they come out and had a long time consuming drive, then open up the third quarter, then your offense come out and just answered that. And I thought that was a big drive to end the ball game.
It was, you know, because if we don't do anything right there, you know, they get the ball back and it's a one-score game. They come down, they could tie it up, and so and we were backed up with penalties. You know, we put ourselves back, and Griff and the whole entire squad did a great job tonight of just kind of taking what was given, and you know, that was big, and so you know, to put it back to a two-possession game was really, really big.
Coach, right now, tell us who you got with us tonight.
So this is our quarterback, Adam Griffith, and this is our tailback and defensive end, Tay Diamond.
Yeah, guys, talk a little bit about the win tonight. You know, this has set you up with a tie in the region. So you got a region championship on the line. You had to come in to beat Hoax Bluff. Just talk about the game in general and how well the offense. We know you ran pretty well tonight.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. I mean, we had a game plan coming in. You know, punch it down their throat. Don't let up off the gas. And you know, really, we just came in wanting to win. Like we had not really the best week of practice, and we had, you feel me, some ups and downs in practice, but we knew coming in the game we had to get all that fixed and come in and execute. And because it's a big game, it's a region title game, so we had to come in and execute, and we came out with the dub. Yes, sir.
I think what held us together, especially in the game and like practice that Tay talked about, was the O-line and D-line. They really just held us together and meshed, and our boys up front, they can contend with anybody, and just we owe it all to them because you can't do anything without them.
Coach, the last question for me is, you know, I was at your first ball game this year, and I was actually still impressed, but you know what? You may not agree with me here, but I think that may have been the best thing that happened to you was a loss early in the season. That really wasn't in a region, but it may have been the best thing that happened to you. What do you think of that?
Well, you just got to make the best situation out of the situation, and the situation is, you know, in that game that we're talking about, we didn't do enough to just take the game over. And you can't let good teams hang around, and that's what we did in that game. We didn't execute. We had a lot of young guys starting for the first time, and to only have the summer to prepare, we thought we had a certain, answers to certain things, but without like going up against other people, you don't really know until you've played that. And so we didn't get it done that night, but definitely I'll commend the guys because they took the medicine. And we haven't let up since, and we've tried to take every single day. You got 5 days, you got 4 preparations and 1 game. You got 5 days to get better each week, and so I always kind of judge every single day as a game. Did we win today? And we don't always win the most of them, but we've won every Friday. So anyway, like you said, it I wouldn't say it's the best thing because we hate losing. This community is not built for that, and so anyway, we definitely just use the situation to make the most out of it.
You learn from your loss.
Exactly.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. As he said, Cherokee County on top of Hoax Bluff tonight, 35-21. John?
Coach Michael Short and Jordan Smith at Mike Robertson Stadium at Hoax Bluff tonight for our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, Cherokee County and Hoax Bluff. Back on the set now, time for more Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Roundup. We mentioned earlier Oxford and Clay Chalkville. Let's take a look at our 6A regions now, and there it is. The region championship set for next week at Lamar Field in Oxford. Of course, after the game, we'll be there. It's a top 5 matchup in Class 6A. It's the defending state champion, Clay Chalkville, taking on Oxford. Just a huge game there. You got Mountain Brook, Shades Valley, Pell City did have a big win tonight as they won over Shades Valley. But the big story here, this is basically winner take all next week, guys. Oxford and Clay Chalkville for the region title.
Think there'll be a few people there?
A few.
And
they've had some big games before. Even
Yes.
we learned earlier that Clay Chalkville, as far as the wins, has got an advantage, but they've had some monstrous games before.
Big news tonight in Class 6A Region 8. A little bit of a shocker here. Fort Payne tonight beats Gadsden City 28-18. Gadsden City had never lost to Fort Payne. Tonight up at Fort Payne, the Wildcats get them. It was 28-6 at one point, wound up being 28-18. I think that's probably the region title game because look at this. Fort Payne now has the tiebreaker. They've beaten Gadsden City head-to-head. They've beaten Southside head-to-head. Southside beat Buckhorn tonight. Southside is in great shape for a playoff berth. And next week, history. Southside and Gadsden City, they've been looking at each other up and down the Coosa River for about 18 years now.
Yeah.
But they've never played next week at Titan Stadium. Now, a lot on the line in that game. Gadsden City and Southside may be playing for home field advantage in the playoffs next week.
Well, Coach, they're quietly working their way back into having a great year.
So they started out slow, right? I think it was like
Yes.
0-2, 0-3 maybe.
Yeah, lost to Hoax Bluff.
Yeah.
Lost big to Gunnersville.
Yeah. Lost
No
their head
shame to
coach.
lose those two teams, though.
No.
They're really good teams.
But, you lose your head coach. I think one of their best, defensive backs. He transferred to Moody. So it was kind of a bleak outlook to start.
And
to see the way they've come back.
Yeah, and the head coach, his first year as a head coach.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Well, you got to give a great amount of credit to Ben Stewart at Southside.
Right.
Yeah.
The way they started out and to come back in 6A football, they've beaten some pretty good football teams here.
Mm-hmm.
They've beaten Buckhorn. They beat May Jemison and came within a 56-yard field goal of beating Fort Payne, who's probably going to win the region.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
This Gadsden City and Southside game may be a lot better than people thought it was going to be about a month ago.
Yeah, a few people were there too.
I was going to say, can you imagine the crowd that'll be there? Historical crowd.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the biggest crowds in Titan Stadium history for this game.
Right.
Two biggest schools in Etowah County. It's taken 18 years to get here for them to play, but it's finally here. We'll be back with more of After the Game. We still got more highlights to come. East Alabama Top 10 and Team of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Aniston Orthopedics. Earlier, we had our Aniston Orthopedics Cheer Squad of the Week, the Etowah Blue Devil cheerleaders, with us live in studio. And tomorrow morning, actually this morning, I should say, the Aniston Orthopedics has their 8 a.m. sports injury clinic at the Tyler Center in Midtown Aniston. Every Saturday morning at 8, you can see an orthopedic doctor, get x-rays, get back on the field. You don't have to suffer in the pain, wondering what's going on all weekend long. You can go there Saturday morning. All high school athletes, if you have suffered an injury, whether it be volleyball, whether it be football, go and see the folks at Aniston Orthopedics in the Tyler Center on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock. Back on high school football, Alabama after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Interesting game tonight. Class 4A Region 6, Oneonta The Redskins having a very un-Oneonta-like year. This is the second winningest program in state history.
Yeah.
And they are not having a very good season. They come in tonight to White Plains. White Plains had never beaten Oneonta. Could this be the year that White Plains gets that first win over a blue blood in Oneonta?
I feel like we're all pulling for White Plains, all right? I think we all have that in our blood somewhere. You know, we talk about that region. 8 of the teams in this region, or 6 of the teams in this region, have state championships.
6 of the 8.
6 of the 8. That's pretty impressive. Oneonta is one of those schools. Remember the fight in Josh Niblets back in the 3A days a few years ago? So Oneonta, they played 4 times before heading into tonight's matchup. They had lost 3 of the 4, but really they weren't blowouts. 3 of those 4 losses were by 1 score only. So White Plains has played them tough. Could they get over the hump tonight at Robertson Field? Let's go to the highlights and check it out. The White Plains Wildcats and the Oneonta Redskins. We arrived at White Plains, start of the second half, with the Wildcats leading 7-6. Oneonta on offense. So Greer Phillips is going to find Aiden White for a first down for the Redskins. Next play, Mikael Montgomery. Let's go looking running back here. He finds his way over the left side. He's going to get just inside the pylon for the touchdown. Just like that, Redskins would take the lead, but could they convert on the 2-point conversion? They fumbled the snap. That would not work. It is 12-7 the score at this point. Still 10-11 to go. Plenty of time for White Plains to come back, but we have more Redskins offense here. Aiden White, another first down inside the 10-yard line. Next play, Montgomery. He's going to get this back into the end zone. Again, it's 18-7. Redskins now on top. Time is running short for the Wildcats, and the Redskins just kept running to the end zone. Montgomery again stumbling into the end zone, 24-7 at this point, and they would walk away with this one. Tough loss for the Wildcats, still competitive. They tried to get over that 500 mark tonight. They fall short. They got another chance next week.
Even in a place like Oneonta, I saw Phil Phillips, the head coach there, who just a couple years ago, Oneonta's in the Super 7, and now they just won their second game tonight. They're 2-5. The talent, even in small towns, does run in cycles. Oneonta now leads the series 5-0. White Plains 3-4. Oneonta goes to 2-5. Time for our final extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. This one, folks, might surprise you, but then when you see it, you're going to say, yeah, of course. Well, here it is. Here's our final extra point of the night. Central Clay County is the only school in the AHSAA to never record a losing season. Since the merger of Lineville and Clay County 13 years ago, the Volunteers have compiled a record of 123-35 overall since 2012, 72-7 in region games. That includes tonight. Clay Central has never won less than 6 games in the season and have won 9 games or more 9 times. The only school in the AHSAA to never have a losing season. Back with more of After the Game.
Wow, these guys are everywhere, I'm telling you.
Hey, you remember when we talked about doing some upgrades to the bathrooms and the floors?
I do.
Well, I think it's about time we check in to do it.
I know exactly who to call. They're everywhere.
From your kitchen, bathroom, living room, fireplace, or anything in between, even the golf course, Ted's is everywhere. Call today for your free in-home estimate.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
McClellan Sports and Outdoors, locally owned and operated since 2008.
We offer embroidery, sublimation, and screen printing, and we stock a large selection of team equipment. We have a large showroom with tons of gear and shoes to get you and your family ready for your next activity. Adidas, Under Armour, Maui Jim, Evo Shield, Wilson, and more. We are located in the heart of Calhoun County, here to serve our region with all your athletic needs.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Hope you've enjoyed our Red Threads Stay Put preview box, where you can see all kind of shenanigans going on here behind the scenes during our commercial breaks, powered by O-Brand. All of our Aniston Orthopedics score shirts, those are from O-Brand. Our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team shirts, those are from O-Brand. And then they have all kinds of Jack State and high school merchandise in their storefront on the square in Jacksonville. Red Threads, powered by O-Brand, on this football Friday night. Got one more game that we got to look at highlights of. An important game, at least for Jacksonville, an important game, trying to get into the playoffs in Class 5A Region 6. Homecoming tonight, Jacksonville at home at Golden Eagle Stadium with the Lincoln Golden Bears coming to town.
A lot of homecomings this week, right? It seems like it's a little bit of everything.
A lot of sad coaches.
A lot of sad coaches. And I think they've got fall break, too, next week. So it's kind of an odd juncture here for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Taking on the Lincoln Golden Bears. Let's go to the highlights and check it out and see how this one played out. We do have homecoming. There is a shot of your king and queen. Congratulations to those Jacksonville students. And we'll go to the highlights here as the Golden Eagles take on the Lincoln Golden Bears. Tyler Ellis, he's going to get the first down on this play. Next time, they're going to go to number 14, Trenton Jackson. He's going to get the handoff. He's going to get a first down, but no, he's going to be short of the goal line. They're going to roll him just short. Next play, Jack Jackson. This time he's going to jump the pile. Show them ups, kid. Gives into the end zone. PAT is blocked. 6-0 Golden Eagles. Clint Smith, one of the better program builders in the area, watching his team play on. Golden Eagles back on offense. Zay English runs it in for the touchdown for the Golden Eagles. Nice and easy. Didn't have to break a sweat on that one. 13-0. And we are back to punt for the Lincoln Golden Bears. And this was a tough one. Fumbles the snap, and then he's almost out of the end zone. And we got the ball on the ground again. Jacksonville's going to pick this one up inside the 5. They're going to start nice field position here. And Jackson Bonner going to connect with Bryce Allen for the touchdown. 20-0 Jacksonville. They are rolling here at home. 3:32 to go here in the first quarter. Nicholas Catlett is picked off by Jackson, and he is going to take it to the house. All Golden Eagles in this one. They take a lead at this point, 27-0. Clint Smith looks on. Golden Eagles roll 63-17, setting up the playoff chances down the road.
Haven't played a lot during the years, but it's interesting. Jacksonville had not beaten Lincoln since 1999, 25 years since that
10-0, right?
10-0 undefeated season there, where they got beaten in the playoffs by Carnell Williams and Etowah up at what is now Amherst Stadium. Jacksonville wins it tonight, 63-17 over Lincoln. Open date for Jacksonville next week, and then the St. Clair County Saints come in. Playoff berth on the line. You got something for us, Coach?
Well, yeah, tonight they had 7 rushing touchdowns by 6 different kids. Jacksonville did.
Wow.
It's not bad.
It's a lot of people getting to play.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of homecoming queens, I failed to mention the homecoming queen at Westbrook tonight was Chloe Jones. So congratulations to her. Right now, let's go and look at our East Alabama Top 10, guys. It's that time.
Here we go.
Presented by Awards to Remember. I got this may be somewhat controversial here, guys, of who we have at number 10. But the way they're playing right now, I don't know that folks can argue. Alexandria coming in at number 10, getting ready for that big region title.
Which we're not even sure if they're going to get off the bus, right? That's what Coach Ginn said. They may not have to because Cherokee County's so big.
He's got to work on getting them on the bus first to go up there.
All right, fair enough.
Number 10, but we don't know if they're going to get off the bus or not. Shades of his dad tonight for sure.
Yes.
Number 9, East Alabama, another team making their first appearance. Yeah. Winterboro, very quietly, 6-1 now.
Yeah, for sure.
And they've got that showdown. They have an open date. Wadley has an open date next week. So they both have open dates, 2 weeks to get ready for the region title game with each other. That game will be at Winterboro in Class 1A Region 6. Number 8, Cherokee County. The Warriors, after that loss to Piedmont, they've done nothing but just dominate since then. Number 7 in our East Alabama top 10, Moody. Again, 2 losses, but they're going to be the region champions in 5A Region 6 with that win tonight over Leeds. Number 6 in our East Alabama top 10, Spring Garden, 8-0. Again, a winning tonight over Galesville. So they're number 6. Number 5 in our East Alabama top 10, Coosa Christian, continued to roll tonight as they beat Cold Springs. Number 4, the Piedmont Bulldogs. They had a little bit of trouble tonight with J.B. Pennington, but still wound up winning 41-21. Number 3 in our East Alabama top 10, Oxford. Oxford getting ready for that big showdown. Had an open date, getting ready for Clay Chalkville next week. Biggest game in the state. Number 2, of course, we got Wadley. And, of course, we mentioned in 2 weeks, Wadley, Winterboro, playing each other for the region title. Wadley had a big win tonight over a very good 3A team in Lee Scott Academy. And number 1, don't know that this is going to change throughout the rest of the year. That number 1 team, we always have trouble with getting number 1 up there.
Coach,
I don't know.
Central Clay.
This is 2 weeks in a row we haven't been able to get our number 1 up there.
Come on, guys. They'll be texting me here all night long.
Central of Clay County.
Danny Horn.
Central of Clay County, number 1. And they have a region title game next week, too, as they go to Beauregard. That'll be winner take all for the region title. All right. Central of Clay County. We promise you, Central of Clay County is the number 1 team.
Pondering. What you got?
No, I just look at the number of 1A schools.
Okay.
They'll have one. And could they ever play each other this year?
Yes, they could, because Wadley, Spring Garden, Winterboro are all in the north. That's correct. So that could happen. That could be a battle maybe of, well, Winterboro's going to have a lot to say about that, but that might be. And Ranburn has Spring Garden coming up. That could be a tough game for Spring Garden. So
maybe your semifinal?
Yeah, that could be somewhere in the playoffs. That could be a great game right there between Spring Garden and Wadley, or, Winterboro.
Well, that was a big win tonight. Impressive win against Lee Scott.
Yes, absolutely. On the road in Auburn, too.
Yes, in Auburn.
All right, let's take a look now.
There it is. There they are.
Welber came
Central
back.
Clay. There they are.
Welber came back.
Oh, wait.
And Gaston City's in.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just
just getting them up there has been a booger right
I'll
there.
I'll stand here.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at our last Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. And we just talked about Class 1A, so let's take a look at 1A. There it is. As we said, Wadley, Winterboro. They both have open dates, play each other in 2 weeks at Winterboro. That'll be for the region title. Right now, another big game coming up next week, Coach. Victory Christian and Donahoe at Donahoe. That could be deciding, looks like that's going to decide 3-4 in the region.
Yeah, and that would be a large game, a big game for Donahoe. Now, victory in that game, getting them in the playoffs, that'd be significant right there.
Be a huge game up at Lynchfield at Donahoe. Now, let's go look at the other 1A region, and that is Class 1A Region 8. And I'll just tell you, folks, Spring Garden wrapped it up tonight. As we can look at that region, I think we've got that. There it is. Spring Garden now, they've beaten Appalachian, they've beaten Valley Head, they've beaten Raglan, they've beaten Galesville, they've beaten Woodville. They have an open date. Ider, Ranburn's a non-region game. Ider, even if they were to lose miraculously to Ider, it wouldn't matter. Spring Garden wrapped up the region championship tonight. Appalachian, Valley Head, Raglan, and Galesville could make a move there. But right now, Spring Garden is going to win the region title.
I think we kind of saw that first week of the season. They look different. And they've definitely proven that out over the last these first 8 weeks.
They're trying to go for only their second 10-0 season in school history. I don't think Ider's going to be much to stop that, but a non-region game at the end of the season with Ranburn, and that's at Spring Garden. But Ranburn beat them in the Fall Jamboree. Remember, they've already played in the Fall Jamboree, and Ranburn had their way with Spring Garden, so we'll see what happens. That is our region rundown from Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden for Class 1A. We got one more thing to do after the break, and that is to announce our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I can't imagine life without Gwen, but we came dangerously close.
I was having chest pains.
Luckily, there was a hospital nearby that quickly discovered one of her arteries was 100% blocked. A hospital with life-saving technology and the latest in cardiac treatment, with an experienced team of doctors and nurses focused on fixing Gwen's heart. What hospital had all of that?
It was all right here at RMC.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Tailgate season is here, and tailgate with a new Team 1 Chevy. With every test drive, you have the chance to win a new Team 1 Chevy tailgate package. With 1.9% financing and up to $10,000 discounts on all Silverados. Take a test drive with a chance to win a new tailgate package. Save big with Team 1 Chevy and be a winner. Remember, Team 1 Chevy, home of the best people, the best service, period.
Johnson's Giant Food, 5 locations to serve you, 3 in Etowah County, 2 in Calhoun County. Check them out. They are the answer to your football tailgating evenings. You can swing by Johnson's Deli, grab chicken fingers, chicken salad, awesome sandwich meat in the deli. Get your Saturday tailgate food ordered for the big games. Easy when you come to Johnson's. Their hot deli is open every day as well with a full hot bar. Johnson's Giant Foods in East Gadsden, in Ottawa, downtown Gadsden, Coldwater, and in Jacksonville. And Young Oil Grub Mart. Yes, they have locations in Cherokee County, Etowah, Calhoun. They're also down in Lee County and Auburn. If you're going down to the Auburn games in the Auburn-Opelika area, don't forget they've got great gasoline, the Marathon Rewards program, the Super Saver card you can get from them. Great folks bringing you our muscle team here on High School Football Alabama after the game. One last thing to do, that is time to announce our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. And I don't think there's any question about this one tonight.
Nope.
The Ohatchee Indians. Team of the week, Ohatchee tonight with that impressive win, 37-30 on the Creek Bank against the Walter Welborn Panthers. Welborn came in undefeated. Ohatchee holds off a late run by Welborn. They win the game 37-30. Congratulations to Coach Chris Finley and the Ohatchee Indians. Our Tez Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We've got Aniston Orthopedic score shirts, Ted shirts, and our Awards to Remember Tough Guy trophy headed to the Creek Bank. For all of our hardworking high school football Alabama after the game crew, we will see you back here next Friday night at 10 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube. Have a blessed weekend.
After the of Fairfax Garden.